Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from. So delighted that you have joined us this morning for our live show. We have a big interview discussion with Mr. Craig Butler that gets underway at 9. And so we're really anticipating that as we look at Reggae Boyz football, and we will be discussing Phoenix Academy. You may be surprised, don't know if he will divulge anything on Leon Bailey, his son. So looking forward to that time. Again, thanks for joining us this morning. We have our live video uh, uh, that gets underway. Welcome, big up, Travis. So good to have you. So Mr. Butler will be here in a couple of in a few minutes, more than a couple. Yes, and welcome, countryman, Mr. Holmes. Yeah, man. So good to have you. Always a pleasure to have our followers and subscribers. Remember, when you come on, if you have not, please subscribe to the channel, like and share. Let someone know that we are on. Remember, Mr. Butler is very open. So I hope you have a lot of questions ready for him, as we anticipate, and hear his thoughts on Jamaica's football, where we are going, where we are heading, what role he believes he can play. But particularly, I'm hoping that he will share some of his philosophy with us as he has a successful uh, academy that he has been operating for quite a while. I think sometimes when we hear of these people, we don't realize that they were once footballers, and that they didn't just uh, pop up from out of nowhere, but they have been working hard and diligent in the trenches and invested a lot in football. I think about the president of Jamaica Football Federation, who played football, Rudolph Speed played football. So many of these sports administrators, for some reason, we think they just came into into football at the leadership level, not realizing that many of them spend, like I said, years, uh, decades working to develop the sports and learning the sport. And so here they are now to give back to the sport of football to this country. Many of them just volunteering their time so many years and probably now just earning from it. So we looking forward to again hearing from Mr. Butler. We have our little jingle that we normally play. So just listen and give me your thoughts once it is finished, and then I'll give you some sporting news as we anticipate Mr. Butler joining us in a few. So I am sure sports.
I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, man. So there you have it. That's our little jingle right there. Yes, yes, and certainly, certainly. Really appreciate Kim Righteous. He's a Jamaican born up in the hills of St. Anne, who is overseas in the Maryland area doing some good work, and he did that for us. So really appreciate that. But look at this comment, man. I must say that I was very surprised by the LA Clippers last night. I didn't expect them to beat this Utah Jazz team, given that Kawhi Leonard is out. I figured that they would have lost the game, but they really dug in and put in a stellar performance. Paul George, I mean, the entire team played well. I think uh, Lou Lou also you know made some good coaching decisions. In fact, both games last night surprised me. I was pretty surprised that the 76ers gave the game away. All right, I know that Atlanta is a very good fourth quarter team, but I never anticipated that this would have happened. I think with this basketball thing, in the fourth quarter, all right, or in the second half, between of the 50 points I think Philadelphia scored in the second half, Embiid and and Curry had like uh 40, 41, and the other players, including players off the bench, had 9. You can't be a so-called all-star in Ben Simmons. You can't hit your free throws, playing in a guard position. I can put up with centers missing free throws. But no, 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 no. No, I can't put up with people playing in the guard position, not being able to hit uh, you know, um, free throws. I just can't put up with it. Yeah, man, welcome, Tritnick. Yeah, man, over there in Canada, in Brampton, Canada. This you need to check out Tritnick. You understand me? If you don't know, if you're over in Canada, Tritnick makes jerk marinade and all of those things, man. Go ahead and do some things. Young Jamaican over there. I mean, in all the major supermarkets and stuff in Canada selling jerk marinade, curry paste, and all of them things. You need to look at his work, check it out, Tritnick catering and those things. Yeah, man. But I mean, very interesting games. I think, given what has happened, if Mike Connolly doesn't come back for the Utah Jazz, they probably are going to be knocked out. If Connolly doesn't come back, because when Mitchell is the primary ball handler, he's not able to carry the team. He needs someone to deal with the ball handling so that he can get some open shots and don't have to do so much work. I think that is going to be necessary. And then over in the East, listen, this Atlanta team, they knocked out Manix. I really wanted them to lose because of that. But if Philadelphia don't get their game together, man, they are going to be. And I think this, if the Philadelphia fail in this series, it's bust. This team needs to be broken up, just like I believe the Portland team needs to be broken up. Yeah, on a footballing level, as Mr. Butler gets ready to join us shortly. Yeah, when it comes on to the football, I mean, I am very worried. You understand me? I'm very worried about the state of our football. Maybe I shouldn't be, but given what I saw in that last game in Japan, it's troubling. And the comments of the assistant coach, this is Mr. Waite, one of the things he said, very telling, is that the players were not listening to him. That's a very, very telling statement. If the coach at this level is going to say that players aren't listening to him, it is troubling. And then Whitmore, he has some difficulties in terms of the readiness of the team. Though I personally think like chemistry is overrated. I think if you get the best players and put them together, they will find a way to get it done. The problem is he hasn't, for the most part, had the best players. And so my hope is that at the at the at the beginning of the Gold Cup, he will have a minimum of 95% of what he as a coach considers to be his best squad, because without that, it's going to be tough. We have to use the Gold Cup as preparation for the World Cup campaign. That is my thought. I'll take one more basketball comment as Mr. Butler settles into his executive office. You understand me? And then we are going to talk. The big one is here. Listen, please, people. When you see his office, don't compare it to mine. Yeah, right. He's the he's the whale in this, and I am the parrot. You understand me? Say you understand. I am the parrot, and he's the whale. So don't look at his studio and say, oh, this man have blue and orange thing painted up behind him, and look at all the accolades and all of the trophies and all of the plaques and things. Don't worry. Hold on, look at this. Look what he's doing, people. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing, people. Do you see this? You see what he's showing them off. All right. Can I move my camera and show you what's going on? Listen, the only thing I can show right the only thing I can show right now is the blue and the orange. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I don't have anything to show. Do you see all of that? You know what we need to do? One day, Mr. Butler. Good morning, sir.
Morning. How are you, my friend?
I am doing well. I am doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Yesterday was my birthday. Enjoyed it with Leon and the family and my boys, and it was good, you know. Not the best of health, but best of spirit. So I have to keep working.
Yeah, man. Happy belated birthday. You're right now,
Thank
42?
You. No, I'm
24.
25.
I know the people want to hear, because I mean we have a lot of persons on right away, so I know they want to know your age, you know, because you know that. Yeah, man. But happy
a lot
birthday.
to learn still, so I'm still young.
You're still young. Of course, definitely. But I know you work hard, and they say hard work keep the youth going, you know. And I know that you're very hard and diligent. You're a hard, diligent, and also smart worker. Because sometimes people work hard but not work smart. But I know you not only work hard, but you also work smart.
So true.
Yeah.
So last night this morning, my daughter looked at me and said, Daddy, how old are you now? So I told her my age, you know. So she said, but you're a young man. So I said, what you mean? She said, because you don't go on like an old person. You're going like a young man, and you're as young as you behave.
Yep.
That's from a 14-year-old.
So did you get your shrimp and because I know you're a man, you like your seafood. Did you have any seafood?
Then we got Chinese food restaurants. So.
Chinese food?
But Jamaican Chinese food is the best in the world, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, it is true. I had some Chinese food in, oh geez, I think it was Florida. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was
not
hard.
the same.
Yeah, man.
It is you know, that is an indication which goes right back to what I've been saying all along. You have your own culture, your own system, your own method of development and evolution, even in Chinese food in Jamaica. The blends from different cultures coming together is what gives us our Chinese food. The Chinese food in Jamaica is found nowhere else in the world.
And I think we use Jamaican spices in
exactly.
And I think that makes the difference. Yeah, man. All right, again, so good to have you, especially after your birthday. And I know somebody agreed with me that Florida Chinese food is horrible for real. I'm telling you, man, it's the worst. I mean, like the fried rice is like uncooked rice that is not yet fried.
So we can't knock them too much. Them might like it. And I remember Americans' taste buds are not, well, across the nation, not necessarily, but for the most part, spices are not necessarily so keen for them. So they will design the food to how the people that they're serving, you know? Just like in football, you have a system that you prepare for whoever is your raw materials. You know, Jamaicans have the strongest raw materials in the world, so we can play at the highest level of pace and explosion, whereas another club or another country can't do that. You know?
Yeah.
But I can find something else that's good for them.
Yeah. So, well, before we even get into, because we're going to get into that, but I tell people that they don't know sometimes when they see someone like you who is at the leadership level in football in terms of the academy, they don't realize that you just didn't start at the top, but you have been in football from your childhood. So maybe you could give them a synopsis of your journey, both playing, learning the game, from playing high school football to what was it? Was it Major League back in the days at football in Jamaica, all the way to yeah. So give them a little synopsis, because many people don't know that they can play football. You know,
It's just like a white man around up and down.
yeah, that's what they think. So I tell you that he used to be a big baller out of what is he, what Solar Field? Is Solar Field?
Solar Field, Santos, Medhaven,
There you
JC.
go. There you go. So tell them a little bit about your footballing background, your position, and how good you were, you know, how close you were to becoming Leon Bailey.
To this day, there's still nobody, no graduate in the academy that can kick the ball as hard as me, as old as I am. Not Leon, none of them. None of them.
Really?
None of them to this day. Once me take off my shoes and go outside and slap one, no, nobody. That's why all Phoenix players are so good at dead ball situations, because we train. But let me give you the background. Started out in football. Football was a release for me, escape. Was a young man and young kid and eldest of 5 children, single mom, and I had nowhere to vent or to grow so football became a place, a prep school with Mr. Digalages, God rest his soul. He was my coach then at Peter and Paul Prep. Went and played centre half. Was good in the air at the time, but I couldn't kick at all. So we would buck everything, so them call me Bullet. Then, and moved from there to Jamaica College, where I played Pepsi and Colts and Manning. And I was, along with Richard McDonald, one of the 2 players that actually played Pepsi, Colts, and Manning at the same time, you know, for JC.
Pepsi, Colt, and Manning at the same time?
Yeah, man, developed well under Jimmy Sinclair, yeah, who was our coach back then. Played on the 1984 finalist team against Georges. Played on the 1986, captain the 1986 unbeaten team that forced the rules to change. That was when Woolmers and Casey had a little deal after we beat Excelsior by 4-1 with a 5-goal difference margin over Casey. And Casey was able to score, I think, 6 goals in 15 minutes towards the end. So they went through to the final. We were unbeaten at the time. So they changed the rules so that all semifinals are played at the same time in Manning Cup. So you don't know what the other one is doing.
Oh.
That's have been changed because of us. We had one of the most talented teams. At that time, I was...
Who were some of the players on the team along with you?
Richard McDonald, Pat Cover, Kit and Kirk Kennedy, the Kennedy twins, Howard Allen, Martin Campbell, Ferdinand McKenzie, Michael McDonald, Donovan Thomas, Delroy Brown. Yeah, man, top team. Audley Brown, centre half. Those were, at that time, Manning Cup was at a higher level.
Than now?
Higher level, yeah.
Than now?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Whoa.
And no disrespect to the guys. No, it's just that the maturity of the players then, we were playing major league.
Big man football.
14, 15.
What people call big man football.
Yeah, we played big man footballs from we were 14, but that team was special, you know. And the Georges team was also special. Chris and Nick Zadie played. Skitto, Brian Hamilton, Andrew Price played for them at the time for Georges. You know,
Whoa.
for Murray, Christopher Morgan. Yeah. So
Yeah.
really top team. Two top teams from two top coaches. And this is important, playing the same system. Because Jimmy Sinclair won Manning Cup at JC in 1974 under Dennis Zadie, who was his coach. Now, in that final, Dennis Zadie was coaching Georges and Jimmy was coaching JC.
Oh, so both teams are playing.
Both teams are coach and play against one another. So, same system. So, it was really beautiful football back then. I went on I had won the first minor league trophy for David Wagga Hunt as his captain.
Medievan.
Yeah.
God rest his soul, yeah.
Yeah, so, and continued, went on, played Major League with Wagga. Man like Dumpling and Ira Turner and, you know, Wills and them people.
Yes.
So, yeah, and then Mark Mendel, who went to Swallowfield, who had been to Santos, played with Santos for a while, with people like Daddy Grant and my center up there, Messi. No, man, Bessie, Dion Wilmot.
Dion Wilmot, yeah.
Yeah, and from there, we went to Swallowfield. And Mark Mendel, who actually sits behind me to this day on my wall. Over there. Yeah? If you look, I'm going to take up a picture. Come on, man.
You want everybody to know him?
Everybody know this man. This was the first man to ever pay footballers and try to install a national professional football league. And he got banned for it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a Swallowfield? That's when you're at Swallowfield. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, and he was one, and what he was
why was he banned though?
Because they said football was supposed to be amateur. So you shouldn't play players. So he took us all and he got the best players in the country. And that probably upset everybody because listen, if you Petty came from Marvelly, Richie Coke and David Burgess came from Harborview, Peter Cargill came from Harborview.
Right. That Swallowfield team was really
came,
Anthony Corbett came, yes.
Came, Cephas, Mughead Cephas was there.
Yes.
Richie Sterling, goalkeeper, was there. Dominic Spalding was there.
Who went to Boy? I think Dominic Spalding went to Boyston after that.
Yeah, Dam was at Camperdown.
Yeah.
With Swallowfield.
Some of these young guys in the chat don't know some of these players, you know.
Yeah, they don't probably know them. Yeah. I know Winston Chongfa very, very well. Winston Chongfa was Wagga's mentor and also one of the top people. He was also one of my mentors as well, you know. I would bring my young players, Leon, Kyle, all of them to him, and him would sit down and, you know, him have a way about him. And I think I got that from him, that way where players just have to love him, you know. I defend it to the end. And I like that too. So Mark went on we had the best team in the league, and that was what led to me becoming a striker, because I was really ahead of my time. I was a left back that went forward every time. Fitness level was beyond. You know, I was a machine. Pepsi used to drunk me. I never drink, nothing like that. So very strong, very fit, very skillful going forward. And they used to call that an overlapping left back then.
Overlapping left back.
No, it's standard, you know. What happened is when we went through that league, if Petty came from Marvel and got to Marvel to play, then broke Petty foot. Right,
because Petty had a son who was also playing for Marvel recently.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
so Petty injured out. We go, Harborview go play.
You're muted. Okay. All right. Look like we lost Craig for a little while here. So don't worry. You will be back. Just give us a minute or two. Maybe sometimes when you use your phone, a call comes in and cut it out. People keep putting out the comments. Remember, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. MPEG TV is in the building. MPEC, what's the name of your channel, man? Let me tell you what MPEC's channel is in the meantime. Oh, it is MPEC underscore TV. All right. MPEC underscore TV, MPEC TV. So check
Sorry
that
about
out.
that.
Yeah, man, not a problem. Go ahead, right.
Called transfers for 2 of my players. You have to take it.
Yeah, definitely. Because you know we're going to ask about that a little later. But you're at the Harbour View. What happened with Harbour View?
Yeah, man, we go Harbour View. Them injure the players. So after a while, we did not have any forwards.
Oh.
Everybody was on the injured list and crutches. So Mark said, Craigie, needed to go and play forward. And I said, Mark, I don't play forward. He said, just run all day, take one touch, and when the ball cross, finish it. And I did a great job. I left, went on to Pace University in New York, was an All-American, transferred to Boston, and was a 3-year All-American at striker.
Yeah?
Striker, yeah. Score only per goal, man.
you need to show some clips one day, man.
Yeah, man. If I ever come my house, I can show you. The house full of them. But so after that, played with Fort Lauderdale Lions and Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Moved back to Jamaica. Played with Med Forest, which was a team that Wagga Mandela had taken over again.
Okay.
Played with them for a little while. Went to Tivoli for a little while because Mark had a good relationship with Eddie Siaga and he was a coach there at a point. And was playing, and then eventually I said, you know what? Can't bother no more football now, because football now feed me.
You're right about that.
Yeah, and I went into corporate, became the GM for Toshiba for the Caribbean. And then René Simoes came to me and Captain Burrell. And they had no money for the national team. No money at all, zero. They couldn't pay the players. My captain, Peter Cargill, who was my captain at Swallowfield, was still playing. And Peter was needed to come to ask them for bus fare and them type of thing to go.
Whoa.
So I said, John, this can't work. So what I did was...
That's like 96, 97, leading up to the 98 campaign.
Yeah. So I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to adopt Peter Cargill. Let's create and adopt a player program. I'm going to adopt Peter Cargill into my company, and we will sponsor him and pay him a salary of 30,000 Jamaican dollars at the time, right?
Yeah.
And we when we did that, he was able to make a salary for himself, and I encourage all the other people in corporate at the time to do the same with different players. And so the
very important question. So before you did this Peter Cargill thing, the players weren't being paid?
No.
Oh, whoa.
No, none at all.
Whoa.
So then the players start to be paid by corporate, by Courts and Dial and different companies, even Worldtron and the money. But Toshiba became the biggest sponsor of the 1998 World Cup campaign.
Whoa.
Under my thing, gave them all the equipment and all that. So that's where it was, and we went on to do very well, and yeah, that was it.
Okay. Whoa.
My football career, I continued on coaching. I started coaching because my sons came to me and said, Dad, we want to play football, so I want to be a professional player. So I said, well, go on to school, Stella Maris, and learn. And they said, no, Dad, if we want to be as good as Ronaldinho, we have to train every day. And Stella Maris only have training for 2 hours.
All right, don't worry, people. You know how it is with the internet. That's how these things go sometimes, especially in the daytime when a lot of people probably doing work and stuff. So let's see. Mr. Butler will probably come back in a little while. Yeah, man, remember, if you have any questions, you just post them in the comment section, and he will most gladly answer them. If there's any particular thing that you'd love to know about Phoenix Academy or his thoughts on Jamaica's football, let me know, man. Put in the comment, and I'll have him. Like I said, I'll have him uh, respond. Seem to be having some issues with the internet on his side, so we'll go remove him from the stream, and then when he comes back in, we bring him. We bring him back in. But that's very interesting, right? You heard that good information, that until the company that he was a part of, Toshiba, adopted Peter Cargill, none of the players leading up to, and this is when Rene Simoes came to Jamaica, which is in 1996, around that time, leading up to the 1998 World Cup. The players were not being paid. Can you imagine? Nobody was being paid. Whoa. Boy, things and times have changed indeed, because now it's not about players being paid, it's about how much they are being paid. Have we really progressed? Have we really progressed? Because one of the things I'm going to ask Mr. Butler is, why aren't we seeing that same kind of adapter player program initiated through the GFF to see if they can get corporate Jamaica involved in the process and adapt a player? I know they have salaries for them, but maybe a company could use them as brand ambassadors. You understand me? Maybe that's something the GFF can look to do to relieve themselves of some of the financial burden that they say they bear as it relates to player payments and player care. And so if the players are probably adopted by companies in corporate Jamaica, what would happen is easy. Then whatever salary they get could be used for the pension, because that's one of the issues we have. One of the issues we have is that a lot of times when our footballers in Jamaica, especially those who represent the national team, when they leave football, they have difficulties surviving, because there's not a lot of resources for them to spend their pension life in. And so good stuff. Yeah, so having some technical difficulty with Mr. Butter, but don't worry. Probably the battery needs to charge and stuff. So yeah. But that's something that the GFF could look at, see if they could get, companies to adopt the players, and then what the players could do is whatever the GFF would pay them, they put that aside as pension, because we don't want, 20 years from now, we've seen some of our footballers, boy, this happened to them house, that happened to them house, they have some injuries and they can't take care of themselves. We need to transition out of that thing. Except in a case where a man, spends his money unwisely. These guys should be earning not just from the national team, but those who don't have the opportunity to play for big clubs around the world. There should be something in store for them when they stop playing for the national team. And if there's one thing that the GFF now needs to work on, is how to get corporate Jamaica involved in this process. You understand? We can't be running the national team. Listen, we are in 2021, the World Cup is next year. We're less than a year away from the World Cup, Is it? Yeah. Probably exactly a year and a few days away from the World Cup. And we don't have a major sponsor announced yet. Though we believe we have some of the best, we have one of the best our pool of players in CONCACAF. How we cannot get a sponsor? I believe the program is marketable. I believe the program is marketable enough. There are many companies that are looking to attach themselves to a brand like football. And so we need to, I don't know, the JFF needs to find a way through their marketing department or head of marketing, whatever you want to see, to market the national football in such a way that we have good sponsors coming on. You understand? We need that. The program need money. The program need money because we should have enough money so that we don't have to be paying. People don't have to be paying to get their own passport to represent. You understand me? Those little things should not be happening. We should have enough money that we can say, listen, send your documentation and we'll pay for the process to get players' documentation. All right, so bear with me, Mr. Butler. Like I say, having some technical difficulties. So, yeah. I see this comment. It says, I mean, JFF can't pay everyone. Well, there you go. But they should be able to. And I'm saying, even if they can't pay everyone, like what Mr. Butler is saying is that the company that he was connected to sponsored a player. So it was done in 1996 when we weren't at that, I mean, as a country, I don't think we were at that place. You understand me? We weren't at that place financially, and that administration was able to raise money. And I don't believe that pool of player was as good as the pool of players that we have now. I'm saying with the pool of players that we have now, we should be able, man. We should be able to get sponsorship. Leon Bailey is a brand in and of himself. Mikel Antonio is a brand in and of himself. Yeah, Travis, totally agree with you. Right? And I think you're referring to the passport thing. What I'll say about the passport thing is this. All the player should do is get all his documentation. If you're in England, for example, and you want to, the JFF wants you to play for Jamaica. The player should just get his documentation. But the passport is something that the JFF, I believe, should process. It can't be more than, it can't be more than 20,000 Jamaican dollars for a passport. And you're not going to need more than 10 or 15, say it's 20 players. That's not a lot of money. That's under $500,000 still. And so the point I'm making is that one company in Jamaica could give the JFF $500,000 and say, listen, we are sponsoring you $500,000 towards player passport and players documentation. That's the kind of forward thinking we need in the football. A World Cup campaign is going on, you know. That company may just say, listen, all right, you work out your image right with the player, but what we'd love to do is for the player to be a part of a jingle for us. Right? It may be the player just kicking a football and the player earns from it. Like, these are some of the things that needs to happen. If that doesn't happen, what is going to happen is this. Here's what is going to happen. If that doesn't happen, here's what's going to happen. The cycle is going to be completed and we don't earn enough from it as a footballing body. It's just like we in track and field, I think we have allowed the Usain Bolt era to pass without maximizing the earnings. I think MPEC is saying money was never an issue for passport. I mean, if it is back then, I don't think so. And if it is now, even if the player have their money, all I am saying is that it would be good gesture for the GFF to say, no, you don't have to put the money, we will do it. So this is, but I think we will struggle going forward because speed mentality will not get us nowhere. The guy said GFF have to expose players to get sold, which is right. But there's a balance. I think there is a balance. You have to, if you have to have, you must have the best players playing. But if no player from Jamaica, no young player is a part of your team, your football in Jamaica gonna die, and that is just the truth. So I can understand, like the top talents in Jamaica, we need to develop them so that they can become marketable, go overseas, and our own leagues, whether schoolboy league, academy leagues that are going to start, whatever leagues, that those things are seen by people from the outside who want to invest. So there's a part for that, but we cannot go about trying to expose players at the expense of eliminating our best players. And that's where the balance has to be. In other words, I don't put a center forward from the Premier League because you want to expose them at the expense of benching Mikel Antonio and Leon Bailey. That don't make any sense. So that's why my proposal is that some of these players in Jamaica can play in the Caribbean tournament. But the players have a problem with that. Yes, you see, this is a hard issue, because the players want to play in the big or the major competitions. I am saying that let them play in the, the Nations League, because they will still be seen until they develop to compete at the highest level. But when they are allowed to play there, and then the World Cup campaign, and you bring in others, the players feel like an injustice. Been done to them. Well, that may be true. I mean, but they are better players than White, Lee. I think that is Luca Levy and Kevin Isaacs. Hey, listen, man, coaching is a funny thing, because you and I agree with you, but I don't know what the coach is looking for. I don't know until I talk to the coach. I can't tell what the coach is looking for, why you would have chosen some of the players, and that's the thing. And the right training potential is there, but time will come. Yeah, man. No youth track club. So that is the deal. Let us maximize. We have to maximize the earnings, and I think don't let this cycle. We have too many good players in this squad for us not to be earning or maximize our earnings. All right. In the meantime, as Mr. Butler sorts out, I have the one and only from the champion, the champion sound. from way back then until now. You call him Cataract, but I call him Grantarak. So I'm going to invite him, and then when Mr. Butler comes back on, then all three of us will be on. So this is Mr. Blake. You all know him. How are you doing, Mr. Blake?
I like
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Pastor.
What's your name? Grantarak or Cataract?
FedEx delivered a brand new blue passport.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you what time it landed in England. Landed in England at Mr. Grant's door at 9:23 a.m.
Yeah. All right, 923. All right, you hear that,
Yes,
people? So Anthony Grant is
actual blue book.
Anthony Grant has his Jamaican passport, and we're really hoping that he will be a part of the professional 60-man squad, because it's an area of concern that the coach himself had. Mr. Butler just sent me a message so that he'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. But um, the coach himself said that he didn't want to play Damian Lowe in central midfield, but he didn't have any choice, which is really now there are many questions to be asked about that. One is he actually had central midfielders, and he didn't want to play Lowe in central midfield, but he did. What does that say about the central midfielders that were actually there? And so the whole idea is it's an area that we need strengthening going into the Gold Cup and into the the World Cup qualifiers. What say you?
Um, Morning again to all the viewers and subscribers. Hit the like button. You know when Cataract in town, and Cataract song wanna play for free. So them money pull up something there, send those super chats to the pastor. Throw some money in the offering. The football offering. Look here. It's getting down to crunch time. It's getting down to business time. The side needs 2 to 3 central defensive midfielders. Bottom line. To take us between now and September morning when we go to the Azteca. And there is no joke about this thing. I am very serious. I'm doubling down on my efforts. I don't think it's one or the other. I think we have to be honest with ourselves. Our youngsters who were born in Jamaica, Kevin Lambert, Josh Anglin, Devon Speedy Williams, Kevin Isaacs, they need more development. They need to get out of the USL. Say that again. Come out of the USL and play to such an extent that either an MLS club will pick you up,
Yeah.
or some top tier club in Europe, including in England. But the development is not going on a trajectory, Pastor. Flatlined.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, some players, some say Kevin Lambert has
Plateaued.
deteriorated.
Oh, I think it was plateaued. I
No,
don't think he
he's
has gone
going
up or
down.
down. Really? Okay.
He, he looked better when he was out there. I think as a youngster, we had expectations for him. So for me, what we have on the table now is Anthony Grant with a passport. We know Marvin Bartley has a passport from way back when until now. And yes, the two of them have age is not on their sides, right? But look here. I watch Italy destroy
Switzerland.
Switzerland. I
Switzerland, yeah.
watched them dominate Turkey. It was in the first game, the
Yeah.
opening game.
Yeah.
3 love, 3 love. And you know who was at the heart of their central defense?
Oh.
That man Chiellini
Chiellini.
approaching his.
Lacotelli, but I love Lacotelli.
No, Lacazette is a mid. No, but in the heart of the defense,
He's coming to
Chiellini.
Arsenal. That's why I love him. He's coming to Arsenal. Locatelli to Arsenal. Big up all the Gunners fan out there. Go ahead.
There's a lot of slip between the cup and the lip. Kadisha Bunishaw was going to Manchester United, but Man City zooped her. And if you go over and watch, and Simon is just dropping that this morning, she's passed her medical. But Chiellini is 36 going on 37. This fascination with the player's age is unfortunate. We don't seem to think that ability, performance, technical skill, tactical awareness, footballing IQ, all of those things seem to be second choice to someone's age. And I for one, I don't think it's right. I think I think when somebody demonstrates beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I watched a program by another one of the bloggers using a totally different Mr. Primo Vision using a totally different source of statistics and a totally different type of statistics than I use. And the conclusion was the same. There's daylight. If it was at K Manners, it would be at 6 or 7 lengths. No. And let me tell you some of the artificial things that happen. Jordan Cousins has signed yesterday with Wigan Athletic in League One. So 2 days ago or 3 days ago, you were saying, or a week ago, oh, Jordan Cousins was playing in a better league than Anthony Grant. But things change in football on a dime. So you can't only look at that, because you must look at what league a player is playing in, but that can't be the only criteria. You have to have the objective criteria as well as the subjective. And if I think if he's not called, Jamaica's going to pay very dearly.
Yeah, but you know,
sorry, go ahead.
No, but all right. Even if age is a factor, I'm going to give them all of that. All right. Here's the risk that you're running. The risk that you're running is that, again, let's look at the admissions. The admissions from the coach is that he didn't want to play low in central defensive midfield. And he said that having all of those youngsters you have, and he still played him there, which means he has no confidence, or it's insinuating or suggesting that there's little confidence in those players in terms of the coach's perspective. All right? Fine. You don't want to play low here. So even if you have Cousins, say you say, all right, well, we're going to have Cousins. Say you're going to have Kevin Stewart. Just I'm going to give you all of that. Players get injured. There's COVID protocol. All of those things are an issue. And you have a 60, if it is a 60-man provision, I can understand you saying he's not going to be in your 18. I can understand you saying that you don't think he will make your 11. I can understand that. I can live with that. But to have a 60-man pool and say his age is going to be a hindrance to him being part of a 60-man pool is not logical. So if you're using logics alone, that don't make any sense.
But Martins, you see, and GFF is my federation, and I try, based on your prompting, to come off the sidelines and try and engage as a top fan, right? Look here, there are some deficiencies. Analytics is one of them. How to analyze a player it's one of them. We look at name, we look at club, we don't go below the line. Kevin Stewart is an injury-prone player.
Yeah.
Little, probably running Mikel Antonio down for the record in getting injured. Right? I hope he stays fit. But there hasn't been a season. And that's why he's not at Liverpool. Right? Once Liverpool got him back fit, they tried to get him off the books as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a player who has suffered a number of injuries in his career. And we are going to entrust the CDM role to him. What happens if he breaks down? You're gone back to low in the middle of the park again, or are we reversing now to Michael Hector?
Well, you know what is good? Mr. Butler has good connection. So when he comes back on, I'm going to ask him about the Kevin Stewart thing and ask him about Anthony Grant. But let me just respond to this. Travis, I don't know that Locatelli is going to Arsenal. That's just my hope, right? So don't take it serious. I'm
And
just
and I saw Travis put up and said that Grant should go to the championship. A player doesn't pick where they go, right? You
yeah,
have to at the stage in your career where, and I've spoken to him, at the stage in his career where this will probably be his last signing, last major signing at 34. You're looking for one, which club will offer you the length of deal.
yeah.
That's his number one priority, is to have a deal that locks him up. Most likely a 2 year deal at this point, right? That would lock him up until age 36 and secure more earnings for his family. Family man with a young son, um, grooming in his own image, you know, um, playing kiddie football, but in a structured. And I hope Jamaica gets to the under 8 and under 10, because we cannot keep waiting till players reach the Manning Cup to try and develop them. And the second would be, of course, your peas. How many pounds? So he wouldn't simply take up a contract with a championship team simply for the reason that it's a championship team, because they may pay less. He can remain at Swindon, but I would think realistically he's looking for a team that's moved up to the championship, or
But here's my
a
thing.
top tier League One team. Realistically, because he will get game time wherever he goes. That has always been the case. Wherever he has gone, he's displaced the starter and become the main man in the team.
But what I'm saying though, Ketara, remember that my position is not that he's going to like come in right now and be a starter. That is possible. That possibility exists. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that there is going to be a training camp before the beginning of the Gold Cup where you can have as many of the players in a 60-man pool participating. It wouldn't hurt for the coach to have a look at him in some of those sessions to see if this is someone we may be interested in, to 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 not give the person an opportunity any at all because of his age. When you see that his quality is better, is the bigger issue I have. All I'm saying that bring him in, and it doesn't hurt you to say we have seen you in our training sessions, we have seen you in a couple of squad games, and based on what we have seen,
You're
we
not
are
good.
not moving ahead with you. To outrightly, it's just like if I were to go and trial for a club, and I go there, and they say, which team are you coming from? And I say, I don't even know. I say, I'm coming from
Constant
Retreat.
Spring.
No, let me use that. Coming from Retreat FC. And they say where Retreat FC is. And I say, I don't even, I say, boy, it's we're in Manchester. Don't know that there's a retreat there, people. If you're from Manchester, I don't know. I just using names and parishes, right? I say, we never hear about that team yet. You can't come and train for us. I mean, they can do that because it is their prerogative. But it would be better for them to at least, because it's a threat, let me look at me and see. Because being at retreat don't mean that my quality is any less. It may be that I've never had the opportunity to move from retreat. There may be other factors that have kept me there. So
But but
all you need to do is to look. And if you look and you're not satisfied, it's okay to say, go.
but
I have a yeah.
this is a totally different scenario. This is not an unknown player. This is a player that was in the first team squad of two Premier League winning Chelsea teams back to back.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a player with pedigree. I'm not going to discuss why he's in the league where he is, right? That is for him to discuss. And as I said, players make the choices that are best for him. I don't know that. I mean, he. I think I sent you an article. Maybe you can put up the link. He was the choice for Blackpool, and it is when Blackpool failed to sign him that they turned to signing Kevin Stewart. So I have to trust those professionals. It's not. I am not a professional football coach, but when I see a professional football coach, I trust what they look at. He is the most decorated, the most awarded player to look at Jamaica. 3 times in the squad of the season in whichever league he was at, right? Which means
Yeah.
he is the best CDM in the league of 24 or 48. How many, but let's say you have 24 starting CDMs in the league. Three
All right.
times he was in the squad of the season.
Cataract, I have Mr. Butler, as you realize, just rejoined us. So I want to
Oh,
just,
wonderful.
yeah, man. I want to bring him back in, and then,
And
yeah, man. Say
and
you.
I just want to make one final point. Good morning, Mr. Butler. I haven't met you
Yeah,
before, but fan of the football like yourself.
yeah.
Um, so I want to say so. Mr. Butler, be aware. What we're lacking is these objective things. How do you understand the statistics? What does touches per game mean? What does possession loss per game mean? What does how many interception a player has mean? Interceptions mean they can read the game. How many? What does tackles want? I give you an example. For the entire season, Anthony Grant has won 24 fouls, 74 fouls for the entire season versus Lewis Baker. What does that mean? It means that should we go through a season, let's say there were 70 however matches in the, it means a player like Leon Bailey would have 74 free kicks, indirect or direct. So those things are important in looking at it, and I was just filling the boots. I wear size 12, but I'm sure I still can't fill the boots of Mr. Butler. So I will yield. Unless you wear size 13 or a shot boot, Mr. Butler. I yield for the moment and let the public hear the man,
Ye-
the legend.
Yeah, yes, sir. Welcome back, Mr. Butler. The people, listen. You guys are real superstars, because if it were me, the people would gone. You understand me? It's like an artist going to perform on a big show, and him say, "Hold on, say we're gonna use the restroom," and it will take a lot hour, and everybody still awake, because him say, "We don't leave." That's what happened. But if it was me, everybody would have gone. The street would be empty. So, the
So,
people.
Mr. Butler, you have to put your middle name to bury someone. Because when they bury someone, the people
Yeah,
staying out long.
wait, big artist. Yeah, man. But yeah, so this is Oedi Blake. They call him, as you can see, Cataract Son. So we're speaking about, just there's a player called, don't know if you heard the name, Anthony Grant. He's a CDM that is at Swindon Town, and they have been trying. Mr. Blake has been trying to, you know, get him into the team because there's a shortage of CDM, especially in the Japan team. But he's 33, and though he played at Chelsea, there was some the major concern for the, let me say, the technical people within the GFF is that he's too old at 33. So I don't know if you have heard about it, and what do you think in terms of player age.
How old is
Um, huh?
old
How
is
old is Wes Morgan? Wes Morgan is around 35 or 36.
37.
36.
37.
He just turned 37.
still playing?
I think last season was the season just completed was his last season.
So it
So
just
that
the truth of it is central midfield you're talking about?
Central, yeah, it's a CDM.
My philosophy would not allow that. But I heard Kevin Stewart's name as well.
Yeah. So Kevin Stewart is a part of the. I don't know where the process is. I know they're trying to get passport and all of that. I think the only other CDM outside of him though is a guy called Jordan Cousins. But I mean, what do you do though in a case when there is no option? Because the option that they have right now is Kevin Isaacs, Kevin Lambert, moving low from centre back to CDM. Okay, the response is no. Right, so it is in that case we're saying that why not look at this man? He's 33. He has played for Chelsea. You don't have anybody in there. You need at least a minimum of 3 CDM for the Gold Cup and the World Cup qualifier, given that people may have issues with COVID or injury problem, especially Kevin Stewart, who he has had a couple of injuries in his career. I think he had some injury problems at Liverpool, and you don't want to have that one person. So it was with that in mind that we said, you know what, they should look at Anthony Grant, at least look at him and see. But there seemed to be, a struggle right there.
See, right now, this is where I have a problem with the whole thing. When is the Gold Cup?
It starts on the 12th
Of July.
of July.
Less than 1 month away.
Yeah, which are around 3 weeks.
Should not be looking at players now. We should have had a system in place, a method of understanding in place for a national program that anyone could fit in. You're going to bring in a player now, it's the same as a pickup game. You saw what Japan did to us the other day, them under 23 team.
Yeah.
That is a system being played. It's the players running, and you're looking at that player running over there and the ball going the other side.
Yeah.
That's not something that just happened. It's something that's trained, understood, rehearsed, and gone through from the youth all the way up. We've played 4 games against 4 Premier League teams in Jamaica in their preparation. Cavaliers, Tivoli, Mullines, and another one, Waterhouse. And all those teams, we led all the way. And all the coaches could not understand and said they've not seen football like this before. A system that's employed across the board. Now, you're bringing in Grant, you're bringing in Kevin Stewart, you're bringing in Leon Bailey, you're bringing in Bobby Reed, all of them.
Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, Mikel Antonio. All of them play for clubs that play their own systems. All different. Right? Now, all of them different. And in all of them being different, right, you are in a situation where, going back down in my room.
Yeah.
You're in a situation. Oh, by the way, let me show you some art while I'm on the way though. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see a lot of them. Yeah.
You see that?
Yes, I see that Gleaner. It's a Gleaner that look like
Gleaner,
a newspaper. Yeah.
Wide open.
Yeah.
I see what I'm writing, so. All right. So you have all of the holy part thing with football and something. So I used to play ball. I don't know.
You know that well.
I hate it when people refer to me as, the coach or the father or
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people didn't know that you were that involved until I shared it in football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the thing.
Right.
The
You're talking
fact
about the
of it is
system.
that
Yeah.
the system. If you notice, the Japanese were killing us with a lot of movement and deceptive runs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not fast. So they have to trick you.
They are not
2 ball
fast.
run so and a ball pass so to another little one.
Wait,
Yeah?
what I say? Hold on. You said the Japanese are not fast.
No.
They only look fast.
They
look
look
fast.
fast. If you take them on a sprint of 100 meters with any Jamaican, you're going to beat them. Quick is different from fast. The Spanish are quick. Yeah? The Jamaicans are fast. Yeah? Quick is distance. Kyle Butler is one of the quickest players I've seen over 20 meters. But give him 100 meters, he's going to come last. By the 80 meter, everybody catch him up and run past him. Yeah? But
Okay.
that quickness, that is what you really need in football. Anyone who does history can tell you, or history.
Yeah.
I think internet is freezing.
Internet freezing.
But just to piggyback, I think quickness has to do with your mind, your speed over short
Short
distance,
distance. Yeah.
and change of pace. But also, most importantly, the realization that the ball moves faster than any man.
Yeah.
That's how I was taught about football. So that if you put a 30-yard pass, the ball is going to get to that point quicker than if a player was carrying the ball for the 30 yards.
Yeah. 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 All right.
So I think that's
No,
what this about
no,
to
that's
refer
not
to.
quickness.
That's not it?
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
that's not quickness. Quickness is the ability to start and stop over a small, short distance and be able to turn on a dime. Yeah? That's quickness in
I think
football.
you were out when I said to him the turn of pace.
Turn of pace. Yeah, he did say
Change
that.
of pace. Yeah,
Yeah,
change
yeah.
of
He
pace.
said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Change of pace. Yeah, change of pace. Yeah, sorry. Change of pace, correct. So, we as a nation, however, are the fastest and strongest human beings on the planet. Most tenacious, and at the same time, we're probably some of the smartest ones as well. First open heart surgery done by a Jamaican janitor. Who knew? You knew that?
First open heart surgery. No. I
Done
think you
by
told me that the last time you and I
janitor.
spoke. The last time you and I spoke, you told me. That's
Yes.
the one you. Yeah.
Yes. Some of the most ingenious drug dealers on the planet come from Jamaica too. Any system will end up beat. So the truth of it is that as a nation, are we employing what our strengths are? No. You know, at Phoenix, we do not use wing backs and wingers. We just have two people who play over the side.
Oh, you don't use wing backs, you don't use wingers.
Just two people on each side that play over there, sir.
Yeah.
One runs at you, the other one overlaps him. Wherever him end up, him play there until the next time the other one overlaps you. So it's a constant flow like this. So as a wing back, you have a constant flow of people coming, constantly fresh. Or CDMs or attacking midfielders do not hold the ball for more than 2 touches, maximum. Maximum.
And that's like a rule. That's like or that's just what
It's a rule. You've seen us play.
Yeah.
2 touch them can take. Why? Because the traditional way of playing that Maggie plays, for example, come on pressure enough to change it to, is that you control, you look cool, you look on the pass over there, so you look cool, you turn, take your time, make another turn and play like a 1-2 years and take it back. No. You get the ball from the central midfielder, you immediately thread the needle. You play the ball to the winger's feet, or if the opponent marks him high and tight, you play it into the space. When you play it into the space, we're going to be faster sprinting to it than him. So we have the advantage.
Right.
When you play it to his feet, if he gives him space, we're going to be able to take him on like how Leon does and dribble past him faster than him with the skill and pace. Our big striker, his job is to lay the ball, come back. And when that attacking midfielder makes that pass, that through pass, and this is what is not being played in our system at all. When that attacking midfielder makes that through pass, he is to sprint into the box as a second striker. Our attacking midfielder them don't reach the box, no time at all. And that's why you only have one man in the box, or them pulling the wingers off of the wing to come inside. No.
That's Jamaica you're talking?
Yes.
Yeah.
You only have the striker in the box, and then you have a winger coming from outside. No. What you should do is leave the two wingers. The one across and the other one. The other one is to stay wide on the line in case the ball overhit. Then we have a second chance at attacking again. The attacking mid plays higher and runs into the box. So that you have two in there, plus the 8 and the 6 in the middle. Yeah? We have to employ the speed, which is speed of thought, to match with the pace that we have. If you add the speed of thought and decision making, then no one on the planet can stop us.
Yeah. But
unfortunately,
why?
Unfortunately, Tapper was one of those attacking midfielders that don't play quick. No, the game has changed. And what has happened is over the years, we have emulated Brazil, whose skill is tremendous. And it's consistent with their culture. Capoeira, samba. Yeah?
Yeah. Slow movement. I always tell people Brazil football is slow movement because it's samba. And samba is a slow dance. It's a slow, right.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, they're also very acrobatic. That's why I meant the capoeira, which is a fighting style. Yeah?
Right, yes.
Now, when you look at Jamaicans, right, we have been successful in individual sports. Track and field, sprinting, yes. But say do a team sport, I have a problem because no one wants to play in a system. Every coach in Jamaica wants to show that he's the best coach in the world, so he's going to use his system and his formation, and that's it. You know that Belgium plays one system from the youth all the way up in every club?
In every club?
Yeah, because
so how do they control the clubs? How do they control the system?
Because how it is set up is that they had a guy named Michel Sablon who was given the directive by the FA to put in a system in place because they didn't qualify for one of the World Cups and they played horrible football about 15, 16 years ago. So what ended up happening was they installed 3 national teams at every level. So at under 15, you have 3 national teams. Senior team, 3 national team. Under 23, 3 national team. 1 is the main players. 2 is the ones just on the fringe. And 3, those are those that you're recruiting and training and building for the next time. And you're moving it straight through. They have one template of how everybody is to train. They encourage creativity and skill. Yeah?
Yeah.
But coupled with you must try to win the ball when you lose it immediately with as much of the fervor that you did when you were taking on players. So if you lose the ball, you have to tackle back just as hard, all the way back. And it worked. With Jamaica, or every club that wanted to make sure their players get into the national team had to also use those same systems.
Okay.
And the technical director went around, that same guy, Michel Sablon, to every club and showed them the benefits and sold them on it as to why. which is what I'm really trying to do.
All right, so here's what I want to get to, because I tried sharing this and people say that it is impossible to happen in Jamaica, but it is the way to go to get up to a certain level. Everybody, there's a particular way you have to play to get into the national team, right? I don't know if Cataract, but I saw 2 comments that I'm going to show you. But because my question is, why can't you? Have you, or would you be opposed to saying to the JFF, this is the Phoenix system that you can apply? Because you can, this is a system. Here's the manual of how our system has worked for the last 10 years. You can apply this system, which includes preparing your coaches, preparing the player, all of it. Here is the system. Here is the manual. Is there something like that, that's not something that you'd want, because you'd want to do? And the reason why I'm asking that question is, I don't know if there's a system with our football right now.
I'm telling you, there is none. And each coach tries to make one. The problem is no coach is qualified. That's the problem. What's our co-host name? Our guest name? Cataract.
Yes, sir, Butler. Sound system.
And he's a statist. He has
analyst.
So he has all the stats on all the players on Excel sheets.
Hold on, man. Cataract, what kind of business you do?
Sound system.
Sound system. All right. Where's the best sound system made in the world?
In Jamaica.
Okay. Where is the best builders of these sound systems?
The best builders of the sound systems.
Meaning how you connect them and all of that.
The United States and Italy.
All right. If I wanted to sell sound systems, right? Where's the biggest market in the world for sound systems?
Europe.
So if I wanted to sell sound systems, where would I go to learn how to make them?
I would go to the United States.
And where would I go to sell them?
Europe.
And I'd ask Europe what they want, right?
Yes, you would.
And then I would give them a solution.
Absolutely.
So why is it that Europe, like in sound systems, is where the market for professional footballers are at the highest level? Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
And we, as far as I'm concerned, we have the best raw materials in the world. Yes? But in order for our raw material, the player, to get into Europe, he has to be able to play a certain way, correct?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have to build him and develop him just like the sound system in the way that would be
marketable in
acceptable
Europe
to the European market, correct?
Yeah.
So why is it then that none of our coaches have actually gone to Europe on any form of practicums or coaching seminars or training modules? Why is it that our training modules that we currently have are designed by Jamaicans in Jamaica who have never been to Europe? How are you going to sell to the market and you don't know what the market wants? How are you going to sell to the market and you don't know what is required of the product? That is the problem that I have. So none of our coaches understand the benefits of the 4-3-3, how it works. None of them have gone to a Bayern Munich or a Genk or a Ajax and spent 6 months learning how to employ that formation of 4-3-3 in a system. Because formation and system are two different things. In a system that will benefit all players.
So Butler, you can break that down for persons like myself and the average
Yeah.
fan, the difference
Who don't know
between a
what
system and a
a
formation.
formation? Yeah.
All right. I can't read so good, but what was that question on there?
No,
Oh,
I'm
so
saying,
that question is
Leave the
different.
question. Leave the
Yes.
question for now.
so ask me, what's the
Here's
difference
what
between
a
a system
system
and a
is, right?
formation?
Let me give you an idea. This is my system. No, let me give you Genk system. Yeah? The team Genk, which is
That's a Belgian club for those of you who don't know.
the Genk is the last year's champions of the Belgian Premier League, and they are this year's champions of the Belgian Cup. Yeah? And they're regarded as the best developmental academy in the world. Players like Kevin De Bruyne, Courtois, Benteke, all of them come out of it. Yeah? Carrasco, Leon Bailey, Ndidi. We could go on and on and on. Sama goals. Yeah? So, Genk plays with the winger, both wingers stay wide. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
They play with an attacking mid, a centre forward, an attacking mid, an 8 and a 6 in a triangular base. Right? The two centre halves, one of them go into the attack, and one stays. The holding midfielder always stays. The wing backs also overlap one at a time on each side.
Right. So if the right one goes up, the left one stays back. If the left one goes up, the right one stays.
Now, how a system works is this. I, as the left back, say I am the left back. I have my first option in my pass that I'm given is to the holding mid.
Right,
Yeah?
which is inside, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
My second option as a pass is to the attacking mid. My third option is to the winger on my side. My fourth option is boom, over to the other winger on the opposite side. My fifth option is to the center forward.
Oh, center forward. Okay.
Yeah. And my last option is to play it back to the other center half and to the goalkeeper. Why is it? This is Phoenix, you know. Why is it that I make my first option to the holding mid, my second option to the attacking mid? Because I want to draw the opponent to come and pressure me. Then I'm going to change the point of attack to the winger on the opposite side. And he will then be in a position where he has less players in an isolated one-on-one, which is where we are strong.
Okay.
Because you let Leon Bailey at anybody, or any of our Junior Fleming, any of them, one-on-one with somebody, they will beat them going forward, the wingers and the forwards. When I have that as the left back's options, what is the first thing the holding midfielder has to do when it's to the left back of the ball?
Well, I mean, come close to receive the pass.
He has to go for it. He has to check away and come back.
Right. Yeah.
What does the center forward do when he sees the wing back of the ball? Is he expecting the ball?
No.
Because he knows that
he's a fifth option.
About four options down the line.
Yes.
So he pulls the opponent away out of that space.
Depth, create width and depth.
To run into the next space.
Yeah.
Yeah? What does the attacking midfielder do at that point?
Well,
he prepares himself.
Right. Because he's the next option.
Second option.
Yeah.
And he also prepares himself as the first option, because now when you go to the holding mid, he might have set option too. His first option is to get the ball as quickly as he can
to the attacking mid.
Yeah. If not, give it to the 8. Yeah. Now, the attacking mid's first option is to play the ball directly to the winger or to the space for the winger to run. Our opponent is going to either mark Leon Bailey or whichever other winger we have like that. Yeah, because Leon Bailey is a microcosm of what our wingers are and should be, you know, and could be, you know.
Yeah.
They're going to mark Leon Bailey close, like this. Yeah?
Yeah.
And try rough him up. If they mark him close like this, you push it into the space behind them. And when run, leave them kind faster than them.
Yes.
Yeah, one push across the center half and him into the box. If him stupid enough to say, all right, him not gonna mark him and him gonna give him space.
You take
Then
him on one on one.
on foot or whichever winger is there. And the winger then takes him on. That is the beginning of a system. And it works with every player across the board. You have your first 5 options. This is what we do on defense. This is what we do on attack. Yeah. In defense, how Phoenix plays is because we're stronger, faster, and fitter than anybody else in the world.
Pressure, cover, and balance.
We press with the center forward, press the back end. Yeah. The winger press the front end. And the attacking mid press the third. We press ball. We don't mark man, you know. We press ball. Okay. So you have 3 players going at one man, pressure him down, don't give him a chance to pass out, and force him to kick the ball long, which we have 2 big center half around there that win it, and just give it back to a hole in midfield and start the play again. Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
And it switch the other side, you switch over and do the same thing. You can rotate the attacking mid with the 8 to do that job. With each side cover a triangular play. That is a system.
Yeah. Yeah.
To do that system, we have to have competent players who can play with both feet, tackle with both feet, think both sides of the pitch, pass with both feet over distance. So you have to build the youth and from them small with that understanding.
Okay, that's very important.
Remedial work I fix Tyreek. Because
because Tyreek, no, so for those of you who don't know, because some people don't know that Mr. Butler has been doing a lot of work with Tyreek, get him to use his right foot.
Exactly, because he still use the left, and not just that, but he doesn't press enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he grew up in a system where him are the man, him are the 10. JC love him and praise him, and everybody praise him. So he have a lot of work to do. In the real world of professional football, I could have named 10 till you're blue. They're going to work. You understand?
Yeah, because that's what Europe wants. It comes back to what you said at the beginning, you know, that the model in Europe, if that's really what the players to go, is why after a while, as good as Ozil is, he struggled because he had a different kind of 10 in a Kevin De Bruyne, who became a part of the press. If you look at the newer 10, the younger 10, there's a lot of pressing from them. And that started with the Barcelona, I think, tiki-taki system when winning back the ball early enough. But what is the formation?
So what has happened is, not everybody in the world can do what we do, you know. Because remember, to cover the ground from left to right, yeah, you have to be fast to be able to do it.
Okay.
To cover from the middle as an attacking midfielder. To come and press up in the wing. You have to quick to do it. You can't just be like a fat man in the middle that's knock 2 ball and rear. No, that's not going to work. So you have to get the mentality of the players to understand that this is the work rate that is required. And on top of that, then the best way to get them to understand is that this is what the job that you are trying to get in Europe will require of you. So if Tyreek McGee now are willing for work and run back and tackle and press and pass the ball with him right foot and hurry up and make the pass and use him skill in the box, he's not going to make it.
Yeah.
You understand? And once that was said to him and he understood that, I've seen a different Tyreek. I'm really trying.
Yeah.
So that is the difference between a formation. A formation is the positions that you play. A system is how you employ those positions.
Position. All right, Cataract, you get that? Understood? Are you have any more questions?
No, all right. I make my notes.
All right. You can get the money. We can sell the money, you all know. Give you a couple million, we can sell the money.
I had another question for Sir Butler.
And then, Mr. Butler, I'll read the one on the screen for you when Cataract is finished.
When you spoke about the Belgium, I want to understand if you meant the national teams play the same system, because
the entire country.
So you're saying that a club in Genk, in the Genk Premier, not in Genk, in the Belgium Premier
Belgian
League,
League.
could decide that they wanted to play a different system and formation in order to be competitive and win the league, they would have to be straight jacketed into the
Here's the
national.
thing. Here's the thing. The 4-3-3 is the most fluid formation in the world. Yeah? So some teams, when you get to a higher level, when you get to the Premier League level, some teams will say, okay, we're going to play with 2 holding mids and 1 attacking mid. Yeah? Some will say we're playing with 2 center forwards and 1 right winger, and we're going to make the left wing back be able to be free to go. Yeah? Their systems are now changing based on the professional coaches that they have. But how they develop the understanding within those systems comes from the youth all the way up to the Premier League.
Yeah.
And that's how it has developed their players. The point of it, though, is that we as Jamaicans have not undergone that transformation that a Belgium or a Germany. You don't see when you see Belgian teams play or German teams play or English teams play.
And even the Spanish teams.
And Spanish teams is a totally different methodology and play throughout the whole nation. It look the same to you? Any Spanish team is to play. Don't them look similar? With the exception of Real Madrid.
Okay.
With the exception of Atletico Madrid.
Atletico plays ultra defensive. Diego Simeone.
No. Atletico would be one of the best teams for a player like Evil Leon to go.
Really?
They play ultra work.
Oh.
Not ultra defensive. It's ultra work.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
AC Milan, similar.
Yeah. Take that question on the screen.
All right, let me give you an example. Where Simeone come from?
Argentina.
Okay. Where he played most of his football?
Italy.
Okay. What is Italy renowned for?
Defense.
Catenaccio. The lock. The lock.
Yeah.
The lock.
Yeah.
The lock.
Now, where does Paolo Maldini learn his football?
AC Milan.
AC Milan.
Okay. What are they famous for?
The defense. The
Defense.
lock. Yeah.
Okay. So what you expect, a coach always coaches to his strengths. Always remember that. So if a man was a defender as a player, you very rarely find him being creative. You know what saved me? Because I was an overlapping wingback. I used to be a center half before now. Overlapping wingback that went into striker roles. One of the things that I was able to do is humble my little idiot self and go to them people in the country and learn. That's the biggest problem we have with everybody in Jamaica. I talk something. I mean everybody.
Don't know it all.
Outside, him hard fear. He don't want to learn. He want to be the man that say, me and the boss, we know what me I do. So everything that is when you look in this room, you take a good look around the room, man. I'm going to share the room with you.
Yeah, man, show them again.
I'm going to share the room with you.
Yeah.
You see, on that wall is Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. I learned from him. You see over there, sir? Rummenigge is the head of Bayern Munich, by the way.
Bayern Munich, yeah.
Over there is Dieter Hoeneß, world champion. Right here, sir, Rudi Völler, head of Bayer Leverkusen, world champion. Over there, sir, in that corner, is Pini Zahavi, Neymar's manager, a manager of some of the biggest players in the world. He was the one who was responsible for selling Chelsea to Abramovich.
Okay.
You see over here, sir? On the wall right there, sir? You follow me?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's Aaron Robbins' father. That's me and Pini Zahavi again. George Mendes up there on the wall. You see George? That's Ronaldo's manager. I'm going to walk with you around the room because I want to understand what level of learning Is it right here, sir?
Yes.
You can see them scarf there?
Yeah, man. Yes, I see the scarf, right. Yes, I see.
That's just
Whoa.
some of the clubs that I've been to. Some.
Okay.
It's up there on the wall, going
Yes.
all the way across. Real Madrid, right? Girona, Club Bruges, Porto, Roda JC, Standard Liège, yeah? ASV Salzburg, Trenchin in Slovakia, Genk. Ronaldo jersey, they signed. Griezmann jersey, signed. Yeah?
Yeah.
Champions League finals, group stages, Girona, MVV, Maastricht, Bayer Leverkusen. This is Roger Lukaku. Lukaku's dad, yeah? Jordan and Romelu. My two
Okay.
boys at Genk. Ronaldo signed Real Madrid jersey. Courtois, Diego Costa, Sergio Ramos, Navas, Marco Reus, Modric, Messi, Benzema, Marcelo, Isco. Yeah?
Yeah.
The boys again. Over here, Francesco Totti, Ronaldo national team jersey. Kyle's jersey at what's his name again? The Austrian club. Robin Munchen. Leon's first jersey him signed. Kevin De Bruyne signed jersey for me. Neymar Jr. Tony Cruz. Yeah?
So, Sir Butler, what did the people them say? You're just a great collector of jerseys.
Eh?
You
You
said
know
what
one of
did
them
it?
jersey inside that cost about $100,000. I can't buy that. No.
Yeah.
It would be nice for you to say that, but you see inside here, sir? Atletico Madrid. Original ball. Real Madrid. Original ball. See them there? Yeah? The boys learning from them young, coming all the way up.
Yeah.
Our illustrious wife.
Yeah.
You know, you have to give our props.
Yeah. So you say that part of the problem is that we don't want to learn, and these are just evidence
Look here.
that you have to keep
To the
learning and don't
evolution
think you
of
know
the
it
youth,
up.
them they're coming up. No. What I'm saying to you is this. I went to all right, we're gonna show you a funny thing. What you seeing at that case there? Whose banner is that?
Can't see it.
You can see now?
Yeah, I can see it, but I can't tell. Cataract, which team that? Blue is purple and yellow. Look
That's
like
the
blue and
Japan Football
Japan. Yeah,
Association.
Japan. Yeah, Japan.
Me learn here. Me go.
Yeah.
What I'm showing you, is everywhere where you say I just show you, is somewhere where I go, It's somewhere I go and sit down and meet with people and talk to them, Is it the pictures I show you? It's meetings I'm having and things I'm doing with them and wherever I am. I've been to Genk for 2 years on a practicum, coaching with them.
Yeah.
Ajax for 6 months. IS Trenčín in Slovakia. Bayern Munich. Leverkusen. Every year, Phoenix players also go on 2 tours of Europe in the summer and in the winter.
Okay.
You know that Phoenix has not entered a local competition for over 11 years now.
Yeah, man, I know that.
We only train and go for it. Why? Think about it. Why would I not enter?
I think because your market is not even the local market. Who gonna see you playing here? Unless you want like video profiles and stuff.
Yeah. Everything that can be learned in football can also be unlearned by the wrong coach or the wrong environment.
That's
so I can
true.
build my players, prepare them, and then we go play in a competition and them just get corrupted.
Yeah.
In other words,
yeah,
they learn certain behaviors and mentalities as a professional here. And then go and they play it against somebody who do not employ the same things. You get?
Yep. I think you're frozen again.
One,
oh,
At one point, I would not allow the players to play Manning Cup.
Yeah.
Would not. And if they did play, the coaches were not allowed to give them any technical instruction. They could just use them and make them play, but they can't tell them what to do.
Okay.
You can get them tactical, you know. So you can tactical is where you say, this is what I want you to do in the game.
Okay.
But you cannot say to him, this is how you should kick, this is how you should dribble, these are the runs that you should make.
Well,
I love Bradley Stewart. Let me share something with you.
Yeah,
I
man.
love Bradley Stewart. Bradley was my coach. He was my assistant coach when I was playing Manning Cup.
I work with him. You know what? I went to Duane Park when he was there, when Patrick Beach was there, and about at that time I was thinking about school and I just changed my mind. But he was at Duane Park. Good coach.
Exactly. The point I'm making is though Bradley has never been to Europe.
Yeah.
To learn anything. And Bradley has been coaching and developing players and even ran coaching courses for the JFF.
Yeah.
So it's people who are not exposed, teaching kids who are not exposed, and you're then sending them into a market where they don't know what to expect, they don't know how to play, they have been taught a certain methodology, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way back to, we bring Brazilian coaches here, we try to play like Brazil. We bring German coaches here, we try to play like Germany. We bring English coaches here, we try to play like England. We need to play like Jamaica.
Yes, that is true. That is true. I have so many comments and things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them up and then you can take as much as them. If Cataract can chip in it at any point. So the first one is Mr. Butler. It's hard to entirely scrap school leagues. Do you think select prep and high schools can partner with local academies to improve young footballers and prepare them for export? Or the I think it's a JPL, which is the RSPL, which is a JPL.
I think they can do that, but one of the things that they should be doing is once you have a player that is at 15, 16 years old that is above the level and high quality, he should not be playing Manning Cup. Leave the space for another little youth. That player should be put into playing with Premier Leagues, with being prepared in a national program. For example, there are high school leagues in Belgium. There are high school leagues in Germany. But those top players do not play in the high school leagues. They're playing with their clubs.
Right. Are they playing the academies?
Yeah, playing the academies and the clubs, and they're being prepared to be professional footballers. There is a place. The problem is we have grown over the years to have so much bravado about and love for school, the KC man them versus the C-bar man them and the JC man them. And we put so much effort into that we've forgotten about the country's football. Yeah? So you're creating a JC brand, a KC brand, and a methodology. And you talk to a JC man, we say fervent. Yeah? You talk to a KC man, him say something else. And the philosophies are totally different.
Well,
so you bring them together, what them do. When you bring them together, when you bring Leon Bailey from Genk who play one system, Mikel Antonio from West Ham who play one system, yeah, and all of your players that we're talking about, when we bring them and put them for train for 1 week together, you really believe that them man they gonna understand one another? A pick-up game where I play. Pick up
at the national level. You can imagine that.
Level. And the only way to get around that is to have a system from the youth coming up, so when the youth them leave and come back like how Belgium do. When Kevin De Bruyne go back to Belgium, he know exactly how the national team play. He know if him roll right away because he grew up with it. Every attacking midfielder in Belgium grew up with it. I'm not saying we are to emulate or kiss up to Belgium. Yeah? I am saying that we are to create our own, which is what I have done with my group. And it can be a microcosm and be used by everybody. Because I didn't do it, I didn't do it based off what I like. I do it based off what we have. And I went and studied all the way back through history. You know. Our people came from Ghana. The first stop on the triangular trade route after 3 months was in Jamaica. Them leg of the whole of the man was trying to get to the same way. And if you're trying to get away after a 3-month journey, shackled like this, yeah?
Yes.
And you still have the strength to be fighting to get away. 2 things. You're mentally strong and you're physically strong and determined. How long was slavery for, Pastor Stanley? How many years?
In Jamaica?
400 years.
No, man. No, you talk about a Bible, you talk about no cataract. That are the children
400
that
years.
a 400 years of slavery in Jamaica as well? No, man, it's not so much, man.
Well, here's what I'm telling you. Let's just say it was 100 years.
400. If cataract is 400, you have him stats right
Okay.
today. This stats right.
If you are dropping off the same people from the same place with the same fighting mentality, the same strength to be surviving, in the same place over 100 to 400 years, you're going to create from a biological standpoint what? A gene pool. People with the same strength, same mentality being delivered. Then, the difference between Jamaica and most islands in the Caribbean and lots of other places in the world too, is that we have the highest mountain range in the Caribbean going through the spine of our country. So everywhere you go, Mr. Pastor Stennett, believe it or not, you're training, you're walking up a hill and down a hill.
True. Don't get
You don't see my belly, and I'm walking nowhere. But
third point, yeah, it was a novelty and a joy to go to the country, go to a hotel, and go and buy Burger King. That's what people used to do.
Yeah.
We have been eating good, solid food for hundreds of years, grown provisions. Yeah. So, from a gene perspective, once slavery ended, we got the Chinese who came with industry. We got the Indians who came with the hardworking mentality. You had the Irish who came as a result of the Irish potato famine here, and they used to call them the Redfoots because they sold themselves into slavery. And that's why we have the McDonald's and the McLeod, them and all of them, yeah? And as a result of that, that combination with the island being as small as it is, but big enough to hold people, we became a melting pot that the U.S. will be. It will take the U.S. another 200 years to get people that are coming out like us. Do you know that I have a player that is black and his 2 children are white? His wife is black too, and his 2 children are white with green eyes.
Yes.
And a fiend picking them look exactly like him.
Yeah. Whoa.
So what you end up having here is the best raw materials in the world. But you see the same mentality that made those slaves still fighting to get away and believing them can do them thing. It's the same mentality that don't allow us to work together because everybody wants to do their own thing. Everybody wants to do it their way.
Yeah.
And that's why we have evolved the way we are. You have Usain Bolt on our track and field, brilliant. Any individual sport, brilliant. But try get people to work together in a work environment. Try get them to work together in a sports team that requires teamwork. I have a problem.
And that's what
Try get them to work
asking.
together in an administration like the GFF with everybody else out. We have a problem.
Yeah,
even who I am and how I am is as a result of that too. Yeah? But the important thing is you have to be willing to learn. And I learned a lot over there. I employed it with my youth then. It's like, say for instance, you have a country that waging war against another country, and their methodology in war is so skilled that your country can't defeat them. What you doing now, you send some of your children, go live with them. that will be end them end up loyal to you. Send them go live with them. And once they go and live with them, they learn their ways.
Yeah.
And then them come back. When they come back, they utilize the same things that they learned over there, coupled with your superior strength. And then you can kill everybody.
Yeah.
Now, I went and I learned from Belgium, learned from Holland, Genk, Ajax, Anderlecht, Bayern Munich, Leverkusen, Maastricht, the whole of them. PSV Eindhoven, came back, taught it to my players. So every player in Jamaica did the same skill sets that they do in Belgium, in Phoenix, You've seen us play.
Yeah,
Have
man.
you seen those skill sets being used by other players in Jamaica, Pastor?
Oh, man. I mean, your guys are at that level. They are superior. They are superior to most. I mean, the whole it's a different. I think people need to see what you're doing to understand the culture, philosophy, and system. I think unless like it like talking about it don't do any justice to it unless they see them operate it. Yeah, even outside of the football field, just a level of professionalism.
Which under 19 academy in the country is going to go to Tivoli and go to Mullines and go to Waterhouse and I lead them to love after 60 minutes? Which one? The Premier League team, them enough.
Yeah.
And the little youth, them I mash them up. Any? You know of any?
Not yet.
Well, we have been doing it.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it because we have a system employed. That we have people running at you like this. We have attacking midfielder sending through pass. These things. But that's who we are. Yeah. There's no other man in the planet faster than we, Over 10 steps, No. Now, can you imagine if people understood without even having to be here what the role of a left back is and what his options for passes are and how he should move defensively?
And that is the thing. I think I've always said this, that what I like about the Brazilian is that no matter where you're playing, when you come in to play for Brazil, you already know if you play left back, right back, you know what is expected of you.
Yes.
And I think we need that in Jamaica. But Jason Ferran has a question. He says, why hasn't the JFF adapted your approach to football to this date? And I think you have probably covered that in some of your responses thus far, which is that there's a problem with us working together as Jamaican. I don't know what it is. So you want to take that?
A huge part of it too is fear, because they believe that I want to take over the JFF. I don't. My job, as you can see in this room and showing, my job is I'm full. Yeah. The only thing I will do is take on some of the players as their managers and get them opportunities and teach them and train them and fix them. My job, I do not want to be the president of the JFF. I don't want to be a coach of the JFF. I want to coach the coaches of the JFF. I want to get opportunities for them to go for 6 months at a time and do practicums and learn the ways of a Genk or a Bayern Munich or Atletico Madrid and come back and incorporate it in their methodology in coaching. I want to give them a manual. I said, this is the manual we developed from.
Yeah, and then take the coaches through so they can, because listen, it's one thing to read something, because I always tell people Jamaican can read, but to understand what you read is a different thing, Comprehension is different from reading, because you can read and not comprehend. That is why reading is one topic in school and comprehension is another topic in school.
Yeah.
Right?
The problem is it is so much harder to undo than to do. So you get a youth at, let me give you an example, right? What was his name again? The nickname.
Cataract.
I'm gonna ask you a question because you look bored. So I'm gonna help you.
Listen it. 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to talk.
Let me ask you a question. when a youth in a prep school get the ball on him left foot and him left foot weak, I'm cut it off him left foot and put it on his right foot, right? And he scores. What does the crowd and the coach do?
Them dress the ball, big baller.
Yes.
Shift him out time close.
Yeah. Take it off him weaker left foot, put it on him stronger right foot and score.
Dress the ball.
When he goes to first form and him do it, what them do?
Big baller.
When he goes to Colts under 16 and do it, what them do?
Big baller.
Now, when he goes to Manning Cup and do it, what them do?
At that time, now they start to cheer and say it must be that the
national team.
When they win Olivia Shield and do it, what them do?
Same thing. Baller ready for the thing.
And when them going to national team, and the national team play against a little bug team, how much we get?
Probably can't get them 2 anymore.
Can't get them 2. We get beaten. Because I consider bug team like Mexican them team.
Oh, no. Your bug and my bug are different. My bug is Sun Kits and Antigua.
So,
and Grenada.
let me ask you a question now. If every youth in Jamaica I get the same treatment when I just show you, how will the player ever develop to become a complete player?
I agree with something you said very earlier, because what Marins probably didn't tell him. I grew up in England, right? I came back to Jamaica as an adult. So I grew up watching British football, grew up with my family, playing at different professional clubs. And the development that I saw there is totally different from what is happening here. All my cousins, from they were 8 up to 10, by the time they were 10, they were all signed to professional clubs in their club academy. And they had the development of their diet was strict. I could remember every Saturday, the food boxes used to come in the mail from like West Brom, where my cousin was at Everton, and they would say, okay, he used to eat 2 potatoes, 1/2 of a chicken breast, 3 carrots. It was very precise, the diet. The medical, how many reps of exercise he must do. And so I saw a different side of development. I've said it before in other programs, I say it on Manning's program. In England, the best footballers do not play at a club. It is the less talented players that play in the school league. The school league is not a place for the talented footballer. The school league is for those who can't really make it, and it's a hobby, Mannings. But
yeah.
the pro, you're in a professional system, so them know them have to get up at. I said, Mr. Butler, that my cousins there in England, it is the good players and the best players are attached to clubs. It is the hobby footballer that plays in the school league. If you play school football, you're not really good. And as a matter of fact, very few are recruited from the school system, because if you're any good, you're playing for a Sunday league team, which is non-league, or you're playing for a pub team. But really and truly, the school system is just for students, and you're there for the PE.
Sorry to cut you, but my sons went to school in Belgium every day of their life. Belgium went to school. They never ever went on the pitch of the school. They always played for Genk. From the youth level.
So you still go to school, but you just don't play. You play for your club. Okay, for your academy.
In England, it's called the YTS scheme, Youth Training Scheme, YTS, which is the equivalent to our Heart Academy. So instead of studying carpentry or electronics, or a lot of them do refrigeration or radiator heating or roofing, your course of study is football. So when you finish, you get a certificate that you pass football. And by 17, they are signing their first professional contract. So while people are saying Fervet and Fortis and Rabalak, Manasseh, Liverpool, Man U, Crystal Palace, Charlton, Chelsea,
Do
Arsenal.
you
They're
know that
signing their
my two
first contract
sons,
by
do you know that
17.
my sons went to Jamaica College for 2 years, did not touch the football field? And JC is the top in Manning Cup right now. And I went to JC myself and played. And my two sons, them don't touch a pitch. And when they were saying to me, they would say to me, why? I said, because I can't drop them level. Because your level drops based off who you're playing with them. So if I am coaching you a certain way, and you go into another coach, that coach can drop your level. Sometimes I better you don't play no ball than be exposed to. You know, like when you ride a bicycle, every bicycle, once you learn to ride, every bicycle you go on, you can ride it, Football don't stay so. You learn one way here, you can unlearn it over there.
Yeah.
So let me
For
ask.
example, right? My wingers have to stay wide. You move from the line. So the ball on the opposite side of the pitch, when it kick, then you decide whether you're going to run to it or you're going to stay wide on the line. So we always have a second chance of attacking again, right? So it's almost unrelenting attack till the ball goes outside. The winger is never turning and facing him back also. But suppose him go and play for a team now that say, watch you know, we don't use no winger. Or the coach say, I want my wingers to go inside.
Yeah. To me, diagonal runs inside.
Yeah. And he must justify to them why he want them inside. He don't know what I'm doing, but he must justify it. When they come back to me, they're going, you're a Christian man, right? They're going to be in two minds, but you're a Christian man. You remember when Adam and Eve was in the Garden of Eden and the devil give them the forbidden fruit and then put on some leaf and said them to close themselves?
Yeah.
And God was walking through the Garden of Eden and said, but wait there. What are you doing with those things on you? And they said to him, because we're naked. And he said, who told you were naked? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's the same with football. Me develop you with the European methodology, professionalism, everything. You got the training down to another club, and when you're going, nobody no shake your hand. When you're going, the coach say, yo, I want you play, come inside and do this and do that and answer to something. When you come back, coach, why me must stay up on the line? Coach Donna, why I won't call the name. This club said I must go inside.
Yeah.
And it look like it works. So why me must stay up on the line? Don't we can go inside sometimes too?
Yeah, so there's a conflict in the
You see
mind.
what happened now?
Yeah.
Years of hard work get destroyed because the man head space get licked.
Yeah. Cataract, you were going to say something.
I was going to ask him provocatively. So if that's your fear, Sir Butler, how do you explain in England when Premier League teams or Championship teams send their younger players out on loan in the lower divisions? They say to get experience or to get playing time and to get tough. Some of them send them to toughen up. How do you explain the benefit of so many clubs sending out their
even to other countries?
God, go with you with the answer, because it's going to hurt you.
All right. Go well. Welcome to that clashing us.
At 15 years old, Chelsea came for Leon. Yeah? Mr. Fraser from the academy, Tony White from the scouting part in Belgium. And I said, bring him to England. And at that time, this is 7 years ago, 8 years ago, the academies in England were not as good as they are now. Yeah?
I agree, Cataract, because you are aware of that. You agree with that?
No, well, I think the academies have made a tremendous leap, particularly Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham.
Yeah.
But
And what
some
would
of them
happen
are still
is,
behind.
Yeah.
England, if you look at most of the top teams in England, 90% of their players back then came from countries like Belgium, Holland, Germany, Spain. They were not from their academy. Yeah? Because the mentality in development was not on so much the creativity at the time, but the English way, which was then. As a result, I said to them, okay, you want my son to come? Where is he going to play? They said, well, he's better than the academy now. So we would loan him out to a lower level club and he would be able to play after a year or whatever. And I said, absolutely not. I will manage the steps that this player does to ensure that by the time he reaches the age to play in England, he'll be going as not one of many little princes that are trying to get a game, but as one of the kings that are coming in that will be sure to play. Because he would have established himself as, now looking back now we can say, established himself as the best young player in the Belgian Premier League in his first season, team of the season, in his first season in Belgium, Europa team of the season, best goal of the season at Genk. Then moved to Leverkusen, best young player in the German Bundesliga. Yeah, team of the season, 2 best goals of the season, Europa team of the season, and this year the same. Yeah, playing against team like Bayern Munich that won the Champions League back then and beating them twice. Him personally has scored 2 goals. So now he's established. Instead of being at a lower level club, yeah, not playing at all at any high levels.
Okay, so you're saying, okay,
So
because
what England did though, which has changed a little bit the perspective, is that they've invested heavily in their academies, in the development, in the creativity, and changing the way that they develop and play. Yeah? So much so that if you look at some of the Premier League teams now, you have much, much more
academy
players
players
coming
coming
out
through.
of their academies.
Yeah.
Yeah? We went to Genk, Phoenix, and beat Genk on Genk soil.
Yeah.
As a result of that, FIFA has ranked Phoenix as the #1 private academy, football academy in the world.
Yeah.
People don't realize that, you know. And we're still not affiliated with the JFF. You get me?
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is, you take the raw materials from the man, them, you develop it. We need to send our coaches out, and I can be that conduit. Send our young coaches out. Send Tap out. When him now, maybe not now, because he can't do it now. But when him get a break, send him. We are paying money. Every month him get paid him salary. And it's not every month him there at work. Not true?
True.
So send the man go again, make him go spend 2 months over there. Or a month at a time.
What if he believes he knows it? What if he believes he knows it already?
No, we're not asking you now. It's your job. Okay. We want you to go. You know?
I think the challenge we're having, I mean, like personally, Cataract and I are having now, Mr. Butler, is like it's almost like we're losing hope in terms of.
You can't lose hope. Give me a second. I'll soon come back.
Yeah. Like, you know, we're losing hope, Cataract, that the football, like, you know, because here it is, when you listen to Mr. Butler, there is so much, like we have the raw material to put in a system in place, a footballing system across the country. You understand me? So what is the issue?
I believe that in anything you have to have strategy. And you have to have a vision and you have to have a goal.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Right?
Yeah, man.
And I don't believe that I understand the goal and the vision of the Jamaica Football Federation. As I said to you before, and other thing, my goal and vision in life is I would like to see Jamaica lift the World Cup.
Exactly.
Visions might not come true, goals might not come true, but if you don't have a vision or a goal working,
Cataract. Cut you.
yeah, man,
When
go ahead.
people actually believe that we can lift a World Cup.
I believe we can lift a World Cup.
That's not the question. How many people in Jamaica, in the federation, actually believe that we can?
None.
And the reason that they don't believe is the same reason that you and I can believe. You know what it is? Exposure. Okay. I have seen my son destroy the Bundesliga, destroy the Belgian Premier League. That is rife with professional players and international players from Argentina.
And my belief, Mannings, come from the fact that when I look at England take the field, 7 out of the starting 11 for the England
are Jamaican,
were eligible to represent
Jamaica.
And of all of
Brazil,
those,
Spain.
Hold on.
So that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because they're not exposed, they don't know. And because they're not exposed to how a professional organization is run, they don't run their organization as a professional organization.
Cataract was making a very good point a while ago that I wanted to hear. I don't know if you heard it, but go ahead with the English.
I was saying, Mr. Butler, my vision comes from the fact that when I look at, and my belief, when I look at the England team that took the field in the first game of the Euros, 7 out of the 11 were eligible to play for Jamaica, with at least 6 of them that I can say with certainty expressed that interest previously when they were younger to play for Jamaica. The only one I have no idea about is Kyle Walker. Right?
The man them run Raheem Sterling and said them no on a resource.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that real? Let's wait till I hear these things. I'm wondering if it's really real or is
when
just...
Leon Bailey went for the national team training, them say that them no on a dribbler. Him hold on the ball too long. So my question was, when him hold on to the ball too long, anybody take it away from him? Did he not shoot and score goals?
Yeah.
So why are you saying he mustn't hold the ball long? Why nobody now said that to Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo or any of the creative geniuses that we have in the world? Why was it fostered anywhere else but in Jamaica? You understand? And holding on to the ball is different from running with the ball. Leon runs with the ball now. One time a man asked Chippy and him said to him, say, if he thinks that he can beat Usain Bolt. He said, no, I can't beat him in a sprint, straight out. But I don't think he can beat me running with the ball. You understand? So why are we not engaging? Watch out, look, we need to stop bash the JFF there. It don't make no sense. What we need to do is to try.
We need to do something about it.
Yeah, give them some support. Get what I'm doing. Listen, they're not like me. So you know what I mean though? I form my own league, you know. I'm my own league I play now. With the academies in Jamaica, you know.
Yeah.
And those academies that are playing against me are learning from me. Then I play practice matches against the Premier League teams. And those Premier League teams are learning from what them see me doing. So, whether them like it or not, them will eventually get the message because the players that coming into them system would have been playing the way that I'm teaching.
Yeah.
And the coaches from the Premier Leagues are looking on and saying, hold on, the man. The man onto something. Everyone I've spoken to has said the same thing to me, including Speed.
Yeah. Cataract. Let me ask Cataract this, and then you can chime in about that. What can we do to because right now we're hearing about a lot of other players in England, youth players, 15-year-old, 17-year-old. We are about a youngster at Arsenal called Kyler Hart,
Keto Taylor Hart.
Keto Taylor Hart, who can represent Jamaica.
Here's the problem I have though. You ever hear
Yeah.
of Dujan Richards yet?
Yes.
Dujan, no, Dujan Richards or Anderson?
His name is Dujan Richards.
No.
Dujan Richards, different from Dejan Anderson. Dejan
Oh.
Anderson is at Lazio.
You ever heard of Dujan Richards before?
Yes,
No.
Yes, I have. I have heard of him.
You have heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Tell me what you hear.
Well, in my when I say hear of him, because what I do, Sir Butler, is I research the players who are played in professional leagues. So I come across the name and I follow the statistics. But I haven't seen him play. I have to be clear and fair. I'm a Leeds United supporter. So I was watching the championship.
All right. Let me stop you. Dujan Richards is 15 years old. He has shattered the Pepsi goal scoring record. He's 6'3.5" of solid muscle.
Oh, you're center forward, the big guy.
He's already
What I call him now? Have you give him alias?
He's already spoken for by Genk.
Yeah.
His brother is Nick Rich. His uncle is Nick Richards that signed to the Hornets, the 7-footer.
Yeah, the basketballer. Yeah.
Basketball.
Not the Hornets, the Charlotte Bobcat. Is the Charlotte Bobcats? What is Hornets? I'm going back to yeah.
Hornets, right? Now, he is a machine. Use both feet, fast, intelligent, powerful. When you look at him, that you can walk straight into the national team right now.
At 15.
At 15. And guess what? He might destroy Premier League team and score. He score against Tivoli over there. Power pass the center half and knock him around and use him right foot and finish, and he's left footed. Total complete player. Can walk right now into the national team. But guess what? No proper recruitment is in place. Nobody no system in place to develop the youth them and recruit them into the national program. So we have a consistent training program for the 3 teams. So they would never know about what is in them own island. I mean, I cuss bad word, but what is in their own island, Pastor.
Much less England.
Much less England. And what end up happening is, we dash where our own, because we don't develop them properly. It's like you have a land with only vegetable plant up, and the vegetable them nice, you know. But now you look on them because guess what? You want to go to a supermarket, go the expensive supermarket, go mix up.
Loshushan.
Go buy, get some tomato outside pretty. When you have a big garden full of tomato around the back, you don't see them. Bird I eat them. But you pay money for the big red tomato out of Loshushan.
Yeah.
And then now when the youth reach to a stage where the youth decide to play for a different country, because I never call him like Raheem Sterling. Everybody across Raheem Sterling and say him not loyal or patriotic. You, Jamaica, are the problem. Not the players that gone to play anywhere else. So yes, we can look at players in England of Jamaican parentage. But what are we doing to develop, promote, enhance, and incorporate our local players from them young? Nothing. And when them reach to 20 years old and them half bill and them shaky and them have flaws, we say, no man, we don't want them youth, them can go over so. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Put a system in place.
Cataract is a recruitment person. So go ahead.
So I would say to sorry about that. Firstly, I want the thing there. So clearly there's 2 Dujan Richards. The one at West Brom and there's a Dujan at Chelsea. So there's another Dujan at Mount Pleasant.
Phoenix. No man, Phoenix.
So, right? So that was
This is Mikey Jr.
Morning, sir. Yeah.
We're going to we'll interview Mikey Jr. for the public.
Yeah.
Mikey, how much did you weigh when you first came to Phoenix?
365.
Answer?
365.
365 ounces?
No, pound.
What did you
365
come
pounds.
first and say to us?
What can I do to be a pro footballer?
And what did I say?
Run.
Hear it again?
Run.
Run.
Let's start running morning.
How long did you run for before I made you touch the ball?
6 months.
6 months straight of running in.
It's scandal.
It's scandal bang and them thing there every day, brother.
6 months of running, no football.
No, watch a footballer play and can't touch it.
Yeah.
You remember what happened the first time? Like you try go on the field one time?
Yeah. Showtime. Disgrace.
Disgrace it. What was it?
Don't ever touch a ball again until I say so.
Don't ever touch a ball again till I say so. Fat boy, don't. Yeah, right? Who's the starting right back at Phoenix at all age group levels?
Me.
How old are you? I know.
I
Yeah.
think come a little closer to the
Yeah,
mic.
we're not hearing him so clearly. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Me.
Sit down, pull up at you.
Yeah. So the man came in at 365 pounds. How tall are you, man? Because you must be like 7 feet something to weigh so much pounds.
Oh man was just a big fat blob.
Short.
Short.
What's your height?
5'6" or so.
Okay.
And 365 pounds.
And you're the starting right back now.
Yeah.
How old are you?
17.
Okay. Question. Tell us about the system Phoenix play.
Yeah, so right back. What is your
Hold on the bodies back when you hear the youth.
The system we use is we're Jamaicans, so we basically use our strength. So our strength is like speed. The reason why is because naturally Jamaican are fast players. So we mostly use the wingers and the right backs. So for using the wingers, we can't use them all of the game. So we use the both left back and right back, full back them I go overlap, and them the wingers them I go work as well. So when the winger them tired, them become full back, and full back them become the winger. So keep on a run. So the right back now can take the pressure because we are going to keep on rotate like engine. So our system is now get it. The defenders don't kick it with them, get it to the midfielders. The midfielders get it to the 10, and the 10 make the 2 pass to the wingers, to the line. Because we are very fast, so just kick it to the line. Our wingers use their strength, which is the speed, and go to the line and square it, cut it back to the penalty spot, or the stop it in.
How many teams have beaten us since you've been at Phoenix?
One that's in Europe when I never listen.
You sit beside it.
How many countries have you been to? 5.
Okay.
And tell me then.
Netherlands, France, Belgium, Germany, and Mexico.
All right. So let me ask you this more question now. Yeah. When we play against the Premier League teams in Jamaica, do they look better than us?
No, they don't. No, and the ball game is very horrible because it tend to like at Phoenix. No matter what, if we want to we don't play for win, we play for development, and if we want for say brag and go and say we beat that team. The first part of the team, which is the starting team, have to beat the team in the first half or the first 20 minutes. We have to score 7 goals and do what coach said, because you see when it comes down to 68 minutes, they're gonna be Skylar McFarlane, Sean Layton, which is they're 10 and 12 years old, and no matter what, them coulda lose 100, them have to go up on the field. So if we want to win, we have to score a lot of goals in the beginning of the match.
So when we played against Waterhouse at 60 minutes, who was leading?
We was leading 3.
And who we put on then?
Put on the small toddlers.
So the toddlers what I'm talking about now, you know, are the MVP at prep school, MVP at primary school, leading goal scorer, but all of them are like 12 and 11 and 13, you know.
Yeah.
I will play Premier League team and I lead them, you know, and pull out the whole start 11 and put on the look at you them. Because what we thinking is this: 3 years down the line, that 11-year-old going to be a monster. Why? You ever heard Leon Bailey's interviews yet? He said whenever I play against big man, I know nothing to him because it's something I've been doing from as a kid.
Yeah.
So when you go in at 18 and you go into a starting team and you play against Anderlecht, you're not frightened, you're not
You're
impressed.
used to those things. Yeah.
You're used to those things. So we now as a nation need to incorporate these things.
But it's so funny, I'm listening to all this now, Cataract, and I don't hear many Phoenix players in even the junior teams. If we have under 17, under 20, under 23, I mean, and I know
A man called Whisper father, Dujon Richards is Whisper, right?
yeah.
The JFF management called Whisper father and call it, say they want him to play in the national team, the youth national team. Some under 15 or something like that, they was called. Iman Dillon, right? And when they call them, they said to them, well, you have to deal with his manager, Mr. Butler. No more phone call not coming in. I hate that.
Wow.
You get
Somebody,
me?
yeah, somebody asking why you don't play in the local Premier League, because I think, but I think I know the answer, but I'll leave you to.
You tell me what you think the answer is.
Eh? I
You tell us
mean,
what you think the answer is.
well, there are several things. One, you're not even affiliated with the GFF. It's not benefit because what is the purpose? The only thing you'll be playing in the Premier League for is if you want to get some clippings at your youth, and you don't need to be in the league because you're preparing your players not for the local Premier League, but for the
Don't
European
need
market.
clippings. I don't
Yeah.
need clippings
Yeah.
some of you them because we
Yeah.
have the contacts to place them already.
Yeah, so there's no need to really play.
And what
Put
going
a
happen?
fit.
Can you imagine if Leon Bailey at 15 years old or 16 years old, 15 years old, was playing in the Premier League in Jamaica, or them to theme 2 foot them?
Yeah, and yeah.
No, not broken foot.
No, but that's what I keep telling people that you see the local Premier League. I mean, I'm hoping that
Hey.
it will change because
Hey, coach Steady, let me tell you this, man. The other day we play against Tivoli, don't? Shoeshine get to him with the system and break go down the wing. What the wing back though?
Slide from far out.
The man heist the man from about. When we say the man heist, him heist like kite, you know, brother. So the man has spin at the air, you know. Bloop.
So some of the people don't know.
Players, so
some of the people don't. Sorry, Mr. Butler. Some of the people don't know Shoeshine. So just say it's correct name.
And another thing that you have is that you have the referees.
Yeah.
Them man, yeah. When me there play Manning Cup, I was brutal, you know. Brutal, I mean brutal, you know.
Yo, boss, yes.
All right. Any man that think can kick it harder than me? All know it. Not even chippy, you know. And I'm here to teach on every day. What's the most important thing I need to learn when I'm playing?
Playing like overall.
No, when we are trained, what we say we need to have more than anybody else. What we have to be the best at.
Oh, kicking.
I want to ask you a couple of questions to the youngster when they come back.
Yeah, man.
But you see, I challenge Sir Butler because I'm going to believe in everything. I believe that we're all Jamaicans, and so it must be the best 11 on the park. Whether you're born locally in Jamaica.
Best 11 in the park for who?
For Jamaica.
All right, do some maths. I'm going to do some maths, right? It's hurtful and I'm going to vex with me again, but...
No.
You know the FA, the English FA, right?
Yes.
You live in England for a while.
Yes.
How much people in the English FA is also a member of Chelsea Club?
None.
How many are also a member of Tottenham?
None. The FA is a set.
Manchester City?
None. Zero.
All right. How many people in the Jamaica Football Federation
Everybody.
are a member of Cavaliers?
Well, I don't know, but at least one.
How many are a member of Harborview Football Club?
A couple of them.
How many are a member of a club in Clarendon?
A couple of them.
A few.
So, just listen now. Do we get money off of the gates in football in Jamaica that you can really write home about?
No, not a lot.
Okay.
Maybe
Do
more
we get money
pleasant.
off of sponsorship that you can write home about?
No, and not in the way that it's structured now.
So the only way that a club can make money is to do what? Real money is to do
Sell
what?
players.
Transfer
Sell players.
player.
Yeah.
Sell players overseas, right? So how does the people in the parish associations get elected? Where they come from?
The clubs in the parish.
So you're the president of a club, then you become the president of the parish association, correct?
That's how the system works now.
Okay. It's only Jamaica that system that works, you know. But
Right,
Oh, well, let me just say, Cataract have a problem with that system.
I've said
Yeah.
this repeatedly.
wait, let me finish.
I don't know what a parish association is.
We're not speaking for us. We're speaking for Jamaica, so they understand.
Right. So for Jamaica, England only has one FA.
When you're now elected as a parish association member, the president, vice president, whatever. So you're the parish association president for Clarendon FA, St. Mary FA, whatever, right? Kingston St. Andrew, yeah? How do you become the president of the GFF?
The presidents of the parish FAs vote.
Yeah.
Presidents of the parish FA vote.
And I think the referees association,
right?
If I'm correct.
And then you become the president of the Football Federation, correct? Right. Yes?
Yeah, right. Yeah, man.
Become the president and then vote for the president, the vice president, the treasurer, the head of technical committee, this one, that one, that one. All that
something, Mr. Butler, something wrong with the audio.
While Mr. Butler refixes the audio. Click on mute until we get back the audio. Mannings. You hear me? Mannings, not hearing you at all. I'm not,
yeah, man. There you go. Hearing me now.
Yeah. So let Sir Butler know in the message that he has to fix the audio. I say to just mute it.
Yeah.
While he fixes it. Probably come back in. But what I say to follow on Sir Butler, I am in amazement at this massive superstructure that I don't see exist in the English FA that I am aware of.
Yeah, you're the first person I hear point it out. Yeah.
English FA. Yorkshire, which is the county, does not have a FA that governs leagues.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In Birmingham where I lived, there is no
Birmingham football.
Wessex.
Yeah.
There's no FA for the county. Right? Wessex. Sussex they have its own thing. So you have a management superstructure that absorbs and sucks up resources, human, financial, and technical in an artificial way. So you have a president and general secretary that is governing how many people in a Trelawney? How many people Trelawney have? 96,000?
Yeah. True. And too much conflict of interest, which is the biggest thing.
Conflict of interest would be one thing, right? If you're part of the FA, you have to have a separation of powers because you will have to make decisions that might be inimical to the club which you support. As a matter of fact, the English FA, you can have no association because you might have to have disciplinary, right? If you look at what was carried out against, for example, where they're dealing with the super clubs, right? UEFA has asked them to apply sanctions. Now, if you are associated with Chelsea, or you're going to sanction them fully and harshly, you're going to give them the lease. But outside of that, out of 97,000 people, that is the equivalent of, let's say, Trelawney about 74,000.
Yeah.
Right? Hanover, Trelawney. How many footballers do you think in 74,000? How many good footballers they have in Montserrat?
That is
You have
a
100.
very valid point. Yeah.
You do have 100 just based on the maths.
I always hear you say that in the cataract, that the truth is all we need is one body.
One body.
Yeah.
But that one body starts from the fact that you have one club, maximum 2 in any one parish.
Yeah.
Maximum 2. And in that way, maybe you want to develop some parish rivalry, so you put 2 in there. But in that way, you then lessen the need to administrate these clubs. It's less phone call, it's less phone bill.
You don't need a parish administration. If you reduce the amount of clubs, you don't need a parish association.
Don't need a parish association. What you need is a strong JFF.
Yeah.
And because all the players in the parish who are up a particular level are going to be representing the parish. Your eyes and your scouting. I pulled up something that I said I was going to talk to you.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm going to tell you though? You know that all the parish associations are given monthly
but
allowances.
I know that. We all know that. Well, maybe the public doesn't know, so we need to inform them, right?
Yeah, which is you can imagine how much money they'll save if they never had to do that, to be giving money to all of the parish associations to run this and run that and pay the presidents of the different parish associations and keep the executive committee. A lot of money would be saved if everything is centralized and those who qualify work within the JFF offices. That's it.
So, they which is why I said when they ball out for money, right? I was reading at a club, and I hope I still have it open, because sometimes I end up close out these things and when we get mad, right? And the club said one it was Preston, right? Let's look at the academy staff. Don't think it was Preston North End. That's another club I was looking at. But look at the staff of Preston North End. There's an academy manager. There's a lead professional development phase, right? And they have 4 phases.
Right.
Hold on. You have the head of coaching. You have a professional development phase, which is under 18 and under 16 coach. You have a lead academy goalkeeper coach. You have a lead development phase, that's your under 12 and under 16. You have a lead foundation phase, that's under 5 to under 11. You hear the age, brother?
Yeah.
No, what I just say? Under 5
to under 11.
And that's a woman, Melissa Brown. You have a head of recruitment and academy safeguarding officer. You have a head of academy education, head of academy medicine, head of academy sports science, performance analyst, academy administrator, head of the host families. Where we going, brother? 24 people that, You understand? Let me read, because we've been asking these things. Academy mission. The mission of the Preston North End Academy is to educate and prepare players for excellence in football throughout the implementation of a well-defined coaching and education program, which will provide a holistic development of each program. Some of these individuals will progress to play as professional players for Preston North End first team, but the aim will also be to improve each and every player who attends the academy, not only to improve as a player, but as a person. There is policy and procedures, right? Preston North End has developed an academy performance plan, which highlights all operating procedures and standards, It go down to staffing, safeguarding, education, coaching. Under coaching, number one, encouraging and achieving a style of play that embodies the game of football in terms of technical, tactical, mental, physical excellence with passion and commitment to win with style. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their football philosophy is to win
Give me
with
style.
style. This is Preston North End. I read that another one, a 5-year academy vision to work towards achieving category 2 status, and it go down the line. Philosophy of the academy, hear this: to play attractive attacking football, looking to play through the thirds whenever possible, to be bright in possession, to create opportunities to score goals, hardworking, individual and team when looking to win, and also to retain possession.
Yeah.
To show excellent understanding of the game in order to manage certain stages and scenarios which will arrive. Discipline on and off the field. And number 6, a winning mentality.
Mentality. Yeah.
Brother, this is a, when I tell you some follow these things. When you come in there, a player must sign the following: to keep myself and others safe, respect myself and others, including opposition and staff and match officials. Value learning and behave in ways that allow me and my teammates to learn. Be honest with myself. Name, signature, date. Every player have to sign these. We don't have these things in Jamaica. No, nothing mention about $1.
Yeah.
Nothing don't mention about $1.
And see, I post it.
I'm going to let you speak because I just have to take an important call fairly quick.
Yeah, man. And we go because we never come.
I may come back.
Okay.
But
all right.
No, you have a cut. Hold on.
Yeah, man, because we put the link in there.
Hold on. Let me just take this call and then.
Yeah, man. So we have the link in there. All that information that you hear Cataract sharing, the link is right there. Near Sovereign, I mean, you said so many things because I know we normally over by the coach's desk, so you can also check out the coach's desk for those of you who have not subscribed. Give them some support over there. And you have been saying some of the same thing, that this whole how the administration of the GFF is constructed, that needs to be revisited, and that has to be changed. And MPEC, I know you're saying that he should play in the Premier League. Let me tell you, brother, we play in the Premier League, we play football in Jamaica, and I've said it before that, listen, until the culture of football change in Jamaica, you don't want, like Lionel Messi would not be able to play international football if he played 10 years in our Premier League, because there are players who will break your leg, man. That's part of the thing that needs to change. And I'm hoping that this new season at the Premier League, the officiating will be taken to a new level. That's not because that is important, because the surfaces are going to be better. But there needs to be some serious sanctions. Like when certain players make certain kind of tackle, then they need to be suspended, like immediate red card, 3-game suspension, and some more, and let them pay some fine and thing. But we have to change that. And that's part of one of the reasons why Mr. Butler don't want him kids them playing this league. Because he's having 15 and 17-year-old. I mean, we can look at Tariq McGee. Those guys, people are trying to mash them up in the league. You know, you watch when Cavaliers play with young players, how they are treated. So you have those issues, but there's a lot. Cataract, you're back. You're mute. You're muted.
I'm mute. Just give me about 2 minutes.
Yeah, man.
I'll be back in 2 minutes unless I don't want to hear my keyboard at top way.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, yeah. And so that is the thing. Even if it don't need a lot of money, the mindset alone will improve the club. Yeah, and that is true, Travis. So a lot of things need to shift in terms of just football management and operation. And I would love to see is that the GFF reach out to people. I've listened to many people over the last 3 to 4 months who have great ideas. I heard uh what his name speak from Montego Bay, Arville Powell, who I think could give some valuable support and advice to football in Jamaica. You have heard from Craig Butler. We are here. Cataract with all his statistical information. You have Ian Campbell, in always on a next platform. You have persons like Devon Porter. So there are so many people out there who have so many good ideas and thoughts. And I know that maybe not all, but people within the GFF know some of these people and can talk to them. You understand me? And take some of these things and put them into place for the sake of Jamaica's football. This mentality that we need to keep it amongst us. It needs to change. We need to spread the football beyond our little circles and our little cliques and get people who have a vested interest in the holistic development of football involved with it. Because without that, we will be having these same conversations next year and these same conversations the year after. And we keep having the conversation with nothing changing. With nothing changing. All right. I want to ask him that, but
Yeah.
but we'll,
So
wait, let me
I
just go ahead. Let me just say this. Listen, I'm going. That's one of the questions I'm going to ask him. Because he wants to give the manual out and develop the coaching, but I think it will be hard to franchise. But that's something that if you'd love to do something like that near Sovereign, I could connect you with him, and because he's open to that, and you can talk to him and say, listen, hey, so me live down at Timbuktu, and would I love to run an academy in the Phoenix way? Would you be willing to franchise it? I think you'd be open to that. So let's see if we can do that. So if you want, talk to me near Sovereign, and I'll let you, you and him have dialogue on that. Go ahead, Cataract, and then put up this.
I think I'm gonna go 9 minutes, so we cut off at a 3 hour thing. Cause it's a nice program. I never me get to ask young Mikey, the fat kid, some questions.
It wasn't me.
We need to know of.
Pull a shaggy for you. It wasn't me.
Pull a shaggy for me. But I want to come back to it. Another academy that I studied what is there when I was looking up about philosophy. I don't know these things. I try to research, right? So we speak with authority. So these are not things that we're making up in our mind, even though we knew by basic common sense that they would exist. Another academy says I counted 34 scouts on their books. They said they don't hold open days. If you recall, we were doing an interview with Mr. Speed.
Yeah.
And he says they can manage the number of requests that come in to the GFF of players who wanted to be a part of the national team. But I looked on a website for a club, and it says, if you are a player or if you are a fan that knows of a player that could be beneficial to your club, please submit the following information: name, telephone number, where you can be seen, a match schedule if you play in a league. Hit submit. I put it in. You know when I hit submit, what it said to me? A scout, administration, that somebody will be in touch with you to schedule a scout to visit. Bad man, pastor.
Yeah.
They are 8 hours ahead. 3 o'clock in the morning, I see my phone and ring.
Yes.
Ting, 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 ting. Hi, my name is Mark from Beep 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 FC. I'm speaking to Mr. Blake. You said you have a cousin in Birmingham who is that. Come and just enter some little fake information, right?
Yes.
And the man said, "You said this is next league matches on Sunday, and he's what? He's Jamaican, and but just give some information. They just say give a little tidbit,
Yes.
position in play and stuff." Brother, the man ready for send a scout. Me have to say, no, here what? I'm still it up. You catch the difference?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, man.
apologize and say, listen, no, but seriously, what I really wanted to do was get your attention because, you know, I do vlog for the Jamaica football and we are interested
Oh,
in
okay.
identifying players that no matter drop a style, so they're not really
You tested to see if the system works.
And I test to see the system work, and the man said, yes.
Okay. Whoa.
Wow.
That is a story. That is a story.
You know, so we have 6 Jamaican in the first team at Swansea. That's Swansea. You know, we have 6 Jamaican in the first team at Swansea.
Whoa.
Including a man born in Kingston.
In the senior team?
In the senior team. The man was able to say, oh, hold on, Mr. Blake. Hold on, don't go anywhere. I can give you that information right now. You said, JF, okay. And what I'll do is I'll take your contact and I'll pass it up.
Whoa.
Fam. There's Joel Latibe there, central defender. Corey Smith, central defensive midfielder. Jamal Lowe,
yeah,
current striker and current reggae boy. Morgan Whittingham, right winger. And born in Kingston, Jamaica, Jordan Garrick, who I can confirm has an up-to-date blue passport. So why, in the name of the Savior, when we were going and looking for players, you go to the club and take up a man whose papers were not ready, but you overlook a man who have a Jamaican passport in ICM club?
Yeah, because listen, I look at it, it says, born in Jamaica. You move as a child where they don't play football.
Nothing, brother, may I tell you facts.
Yeah, whoa.
And if you ask them, they don't know the people. And every time you ask something, they'll ask them, oh, you know, man, want to play for Jamaica. The man said, I have 5 players right now who will play for Jamaica. And this is the administrator. Take up on the phone and call.
Yeah, whoa.
All I did, I just sent a message to show you how serious people are about football. Right? Big up Neo Sabin, big up on yourself. Travis, big up on yourself. But just I try to show you that these things can be done.
Yeah.
I got a call at 3 a.m. in the morning, which is at 9 a.m. British time. I was just ramping. So even when you're going to get fake calls and fake people putting themselves in to say, boy, they don't have a problem with that. They want to know players anywhere. You hear what the man said? There was a form that says, please click if you are the player. Click if you know of a player.
Yeah.
Which means them no want to miss nobody.
Yeah.
But we say, no. It's too much if 10 people email us to say they want to play for the Reggae Boyz. It's too much. Oh.
Yeah.
And the man said, you have a Sunday league match this Sunday. We are going to we have a scout in West Midlands, and we are going to send him to look at your cousin. You said he's Jamaican. I said, yes. He said, you know, we have quite a few Jamaicans at Swansea. Swansea is the place for him. We have 5 Jamaicans in the first team. Right away, he must start giving me the thing for recruit my little cousin when I exist. And he said, he'll be quite at home. We have a number of Jamaicans in our academy. I'm going to say 5 Jamaicans.
Hey, listen. Yeah, man.
People, the professionalism is at a different level. I don't know if we can I might have sent people up. No, what the idea is that they have scouts And if you submit the name of a player, MPEG, they will send a scout to look at the player.
At the player, yeah.
It's nobody want already done. So you can't ask me to play good. So what I am doing basically for Jamaica, I should have give them should have sent 400 scouts to go look at the 400 man in my database right now.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, it's a lot easier than that because they can simply call up former Reggae Boys or present Reggae Boys and say,
do it.
These players are in your league. Tell me which one of them you think good.
Yeah.
As a first cut, you have coaches. You have Darren Moore in the championship. We have Joby McAnuff in League One. You have Paul Hall in the championship. You could have said to them, each time a team comes, you just give us a scouting note on the following players. So it cannot be that you close your door. The JFF door is closed. You have to have an open door policy. You have to have an open door policy. Now, we Sir Speed spoke about the fact that they have a quota for all the thing their team. So if we get 5 players in, I don't want no more than 6. I don't know who picks that arbitrary number.
Well, the good thing is that you're gonna meet him on Sunday, you know. So you can we can divulge into more of it on the coach's desk because I believe he's going to be there on Sunday talking to Coach Minzy.
Yeah, man, big up coach this, but we still have a big up my friend. I am sport and
I am sure sport
and hit the notification. But I'm not able to come all the while. But if him call on me, I will be there. But I'm just saying to you that coach said it, the closed door. So he said to me that he has 2 twins. Jacob Murphy that was number 6. Josh Murphy.
Yeah, Jacob Murphy is at Newcastle. Yeah.
And his twin brother is at Swansea.
Yeah.
6 man. And you want chemistry? You call the word 6 of them. They are playing week in and week out together. When Mr. Butler spoke about the
well, what he said is that they don't even recruit good in Jamaica, much less in England.
But saying that you want players who coming from different places and different systems. I'm saying here you have 6 players in one
system. Yeah.
And I said they must come in the national team, you know. I'm saying you must go look at them and see if they are good and who is good. You bring them in. Now I'm asking you. You're telling me that if we have a quota of 5 players to be in our under 20, right? And you said Jacob Murphy good and Just Murphy good. Because you have a quota, only 1 twin brother can come. You know, see the madness in that.
Yeah.
You can't
fight.
It's the artificial distinction and attempt to discuss who is a Jamaican. And it's because I'm a naturalized Jamaican, I take a whole heap of exception to it. Because that means if I came to fight martial arts for the country, you're gonna tell me, say, me can't come and make me a this year born Jamaican and that born Jamaican. Me on a local base. Until you challenge what I got from Felix Academy saying, until you challenge players at the world best, then you just have bring down them game. You're just making it easy for a man coming and not, all them have to do a Barna Victoria Jubilee. Is that really a criteria? But you can't control a football. But you're born a Victoria Jubilee, so you must be on the side. And me, we can control the football and pass accurately. Me can't play, but because you born there, so no, I am against that totally.
Aye, boy, people perish without a vision, brother, and that is what is happening.
And the professionalism, I'm saying to you, the people them call me back, bad man, within hours in a midnight night. That means they get my message as the man reach our work. Because when I look at my clock, I say, hold on, this at 9 o'clock in England. That means as him reach our work and turn on him computer, what happened? Him see my email and boops, Bamson, link me, ready up. He will send a coach, no expense to me. They have scouts in each. So the JFF should have a scout in each parish. The Football Federation National Program.
Yeah.
Whose job is to scout players. That is what I've learned from there. You have to have a philosophy that the players sign them name to look on press that they have to sign it. To say, I sign to believe in this football, to win with style, to play attractive attacking football, to work hard on and off the ball. What we have in a national program? We don't have these things. So I'm saying we are now guessing and spelling. And just my little research has made me very frightened because I realize how far behind we are.
We are.
But man, they have 4 phases, you know. Remember I said they have the foundation phase. When the foundation phase starts, under 5. That means that when we start playing prep school football and primary school football, too late.
Yeah.
Too late shall be the cry.
Boy. Well, good note to end our broadcast on today. Listen, I want to firstly listen. Kettle, let me tell you, I respect you. People don't know this. Listen, no matter what is happening or going on, I can just send the link and Kettle just join, and he just jumped in, and I really, yeah, man. Let me just read this, Cataract. Cataract, as a yard man who live overseas, I understand your frustration, the resistance from people who want to defend their small patch of turf rather than expand the playing field. Absolutely right, Sovereign. Yeah, man. Really, really true. Listen, we just have to keep speaking. As a pastor, I keep praying and we keep believing. You understand me? So pick up all the man them. Bravo Rage Squadron. Big up yourself. Chris Smith.
Big up yourself.
Big up yourself. Marlon. Big up MPEC TV. Big up Near Sovereign. Big up Unseen.
Up.
Oh, I see Mr. Butler. Mr. Butler coming back.
Well, we have to go on. The show must go on. So the show must go on, you know.
Travis, yeah, you're muted and not something. Fix your speaker. Something is wrong with the speaker. I'm not hearing you, Mr. Butler.
So we have to invite him back another day.
Yeah, man. Not hearing you, Mr. Butler. Oh. All right, still not hearing you. Something is wrong. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, but we're gonna have him back again. You understand me? Jason Ferran, big up yourself. You understand me? Appreciate all the man them joining. Listen, keep Unseen Sports TV. Remember, check them out. If you have not signed up to, subscribe, give them some support. It's a subscription. You understand me? It don't take anything from you. We can subscribe to everyone channel and give them some love and support. It's one movement. You understand me? Big up MPEC TV. Yeah, man. Hit the like button. Travis.
The arthritis in your finger, man. Hit the like
there
button.
You go. Devon.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Even though I don't really bell, but hit it still.
Yeah, man. All right, so that's it. We have more of this. We have Countryman. Big up yourself. Listen, we have some other persons involved in the football. We have one of the most controversial parish presidents. I mean, this man go up against the GFF, the presidency, every single time there's an election. And he's very vocal. His name is Danny Beckford. We're gonna have him on the program next week, and we're gonna have Clive Giardini from out by Harborview and stuff. So stay tuned for those things. Just to let you know as we close out that Bonnie Shaw just signed a 3-year contract with Manchester City, so you can watch her in the female version of the league over there in England next season. Cataract, don't give me no dub yet, people, but we have a dub from an artist out of Maryland named a little jingle, so we are gonna play it and just close it out until Cataract bust me. You understand me? So me stop being iron balloon again. So, Cataract, big up yourself and anything you want to say, and then I'll just play this video for the people.
Come on, I don't talk, man. Make my song talk for me. Make the song talk for me. So it go. Big up everyone. Bless up on yourself, Jamaica.
I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.